The Southland Sharks and the Taranaki Airs come into tonight's Rapid League fixture, both searching for form. The Southland Sharks, the hosts, sitting 10th on the ladder, 4 wins, 9 losses. The Airs, they're in last and 11th. Had a 3-win on the trot, but have dropped their last couple. My name is Nathan Lim, here with you for the action, and of course the NZNBL fixture later this evening. Alongside me is former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. Tom, both of these sides looking for a bit of rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely, Nathan. I mean, you got two teams right now sitting at the bottom of the ladder, as you see right now, not featuring in that top 6. But I think the big thing with this is just playing for one, a wee bit of pride. But then secondly, it's a good opportunity for these guys to get settled, start to get some more exposure, more minutes, as you see both teams sitting down at 10th and 11th. But those minutes, that time on court is really helpful when they get to that NZNBL game. With a few injuries tonight, definitely guys are going to be called upon.
100%. The Sharks coming off a 38-19 loss to the Giants. The Airs coming off a tight 32-29 loss against the Fire. And you can see them both there in 10th and 11th on the ladder. Let's get into the away team starting 5, the Taranaki Airs. And tonight, running out for them, Jordan Cooper, Xavier Adam, Nico Hill, Luca Vea and Quinton Bailey. Tom, they'll be looking to Quinton Bailey for his leadership, I suppose, on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Quinton Bailey's a guy that's been around the block a while now, and for this Taranaki Airs team, he does offer a lot of leadership. A guy I'm really interested to see how he goes to is Nico Hill. This is a guy a couple years ago was really dominant in Rapid League, showed some really good signs, so it's a welcome sight to have him back for this Taranaki Airs outfit.
And let's go through the Southland Sharks lineup, the hosts in Invercargill tonight. They've got running out Will Ledger, Jack Ramage, Quake Webster, Dane Burdenshaw and Tautoko Wynyard. Will they be looking for the likes of Dane Burdenshaw to be a leader in terms of this offense?
Yeah, absolutely. Dane Burtonshaw's a guy that can light it up from the outside and has been a prominent feature in this Rapid League side. And a guy I've been really impressed with this season, his development and growth, is Quake Webster, sitting around 8 points per game and is really making himself known in this Rapid League circuit.
Yeah, for sure. Burdenshaw picking up 10 points in that last loss against the Giants. So it was a good performer for the Southland Sharks. Let's take a look at some Chemist Warehouse stats. We're just a minute or two away from tip-off. Both very similar in terms of their scoring potential. Taranaki do concede slightly more points. You can see there in their last 5 games, Taranaki did have a 3-game winning streak. Just come off the wrong end of a couple of losses in the last couple of games. That matchup there, Tautoko Wynyard versus Luca Vea. What can we expect from that matchup? Two very different players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tautoko Wynyard's a guy down low that's really going to try to establish his dominance. I expect to see him and Quinton Bailey matching up a wee bit. And Luca Vea, he was originally a starter for the Taranaki Airs and has now turned into a bit of a leader in this Rapid League side. Also rebounds the ball very well for a wing type of player. So they're two good players to watch for tonight.
Take a look at the match officials as well, who will be with us for this Rapid League fixture, but also the NZNBL contest coming up for you later this evening from 7 p.m. The Southland Sharks in hot form. The Taranaki Airs back down the bottom of the ladder. If you need a Rapid League, it's quick fire action, 4-minute quarters with Kiwi talent. Match officials for tonight, Marty Davidson, Regan Ashley and Leo Shaw. Yeah, the imported players, the overseas players are not eligible for Rapid League, for a chance to see some of New Zealand's best and brightest young talent going head-to-head. Across the league, who are the Kiwis that have stood out to you that you've seen so far in Rapid League?
I mean, there's been a variety. If I'm being biased, there's a Nelson boy. Elijah Inwood has been a guy that has really come leaps and bounds in his first real sniff with the Giants. I see he's sitting top of the MVP ladder at the moment, but there's guys also like Jet Thompson who have been around the league for a wee bit now, been really impressed with him. But it's just the beauty of Rapid League, right? All these guys are getting the opportunity to step up, and they know when they go into that NZNBL game, they've got momentum and they're good to go. One
of the Taranaki Airs' brightest prospects, Riley Tuta, out with illness tonight, but he's second in scoring average overall, averaging 11.9 points per game. That's a big blow for the Airs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tuta gives the Airs a whole lot of shooting, which, I mean, in a Rapid League game, 16-minute game, 4-minute quarters, you need people that can light it up really quickly. And Tuta showed that not only in the Rapid League, but also in the NBL as well. So a massive loss, but I expect with the injection of Nico Hill, that should be able to make up for some of that loss of Tuta.
Xavier Adam, probably another player we can expect to stand up in terms of the scoring. Scored 9 points in that last loss against the FIBA. What are his strengths?
Yeah, I mean, Xavier Adam for this team, he's a bit of a floor general, and he helps, get this offense going, gets this offense created, and looks to share the ball really well, and has had some extended minutes now in the NBL for a while, so it'll be a great opportunity for him again to have another opportunity to lead this team and get them going and try to get them up on the ladder a wee bit more before the end of the season.
Just a minute or two away from tip-off at Invercargill. We've, of course, got the full South NBL fixture, the Southland Sharks, who have won 10 in a row. Can you believe it? Sitting second on the South NBL ladder, looking to record an 11th straight win. It's going to be tough for the Airs tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this Southland Sharks outfit is deep, and we'll see soon a couple of injuries as well, but the fact they can put people in like Tobias Cameron and also Tukaha Cooper to get a bit more of an extended role, man, it is dangerous.
We're going to see Kautoko Wynyard and Quinton Bailey competing for the ball at tip-off. Both of these teams will be looking to start fast, get the scoring underway as early as possible. Here we go. And it is the Sharks who win the first possession on the second attempt. Ball is with Webster. He finds Ramage to Webster, working his way into the circle. Ramage thinks about the three, will take it to post, and nicely picked off there by the Airs.
Yeah, I would like to see Will Ledger attack that one. He's another guy in the Southland Sharks team to see with the steal that can really make an impact. So I'd like to see him be aggressive early doors.
Taranaki Airs concede the turnover, and so another opportunity for the Sharks, and laying it in straight away there. Yeah, 2-0.
Great job there from Quake Webster, I think. Firstly, putting the defender in jail, taking his time, and then Tautoko Wynyard having the presence of mind to just stop. Nicely finish.
Airs with their second opportunity up the Southland end, looking outside. Diving into the paint is Vaya. Vaya puts it up, banks it.
Yeah, great shot there from Vaya. Taking his time again, nice and patient in the mid-range, bumps off the defender, and a great sign for the Taranaki Airs.
Ledger thought about getting in the paint. Decides to go back outside, and this time it's Burtonshaw from beyond the arc, won't go.
Yeah, and again, Burtonshaw, we know he can hit that shot, but a great job there from the Taranaki Airs to force him on the outside.
Having a go from beyond the arc, and there's the first three of the evening. Goes the way of the Taranaki Airs.
Yeah, and a great start from this Taranaki Airs team in terms of moving the ball, getting the Southland Sharks into rotation early doors.
Wynyard looking for an option. Eventually gives it off to Ramage. Back over the top to Wynyard, and a couple of players there. I think Luke Vaya making life a bit hard, but concedes a foul.
Yeah, I'm loving that in terms of from Luka Vaya, trying to really chase that defender off that dribble handoff, not allowing an easy catch. And I think that's really important in Rapid League. I think the team that often sets the tone early in such a short amount of time has a massive impact. So I'm liking what this Taranaki Airs outfit's putting out in this first couple minutes.
Wynyard slots the first from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
It looks a lot like Steven Adams, to tell you the truth. I'm seeing a lot of...
Do you reckon that's what he's going for?
Yeah, I don't mind it. That we long hair, staunch personality.
I'm sure he'd appreciate the comparison. The Airs pull up just a bit too much on that one. Sharks will bring it back down 2. Webster looks across court. Burtonshaw offloads it. In fact, it was Snow who offloaded it. Now here's Burtonshaw. Into the paint. Bounce pass to Wynyard. Wynyard looks back outside. Webster's going to put up the three and banks it.
Yeah, that is butter from Quake Webster, and that's a great job there. Tautoko Wynyard making himself known in the paint and then having the awareness, seeing the defense collapse. And Quake Webster, he shot that ball well all season.
Luka Vale with both of the buckets so far for Taranaki. time it is Adam putting up a jumper. Won't go, and going to ground in the paint is Nico Hill.
Yeah, great job there from Nico Hill in terms of crashing hard, getting the bit of extra contact. But I'm loving this in terms of, from Xavier Adam, in terms of probing that paint, having a wee look. The Southland Sharks obviously living with that mid-range jump shot from the Taranaki Airs right now, but that's one they need to keep shooting.
Expecting Riley Snow to have decent impact on this game in terms of rebounding. Didn't have any points last game, but picked up 11 rebounds.
That's impressive. That's a man you want on your team.
The 3 attempt from Hill is short. So the Sharks will bring it back. Here's Burton Shaw trying to get in the paint, spinning. A lot of defenders around him, draws the contact, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, Burton Shaw really trying to put heat on the rim early doors, which I like. Not settling, trying to put pressure on this Taranaki Airs defense, draw these fouls, and there's no better way to get a rhythm than to get to the Chemist Warehouse, take your time, knock a couple down.
Slots the first, 57 to go in this opening quarter. Fairly evenly matched so far. Taranaki with the faster start, but since then Southland have come back. Taranaki pulling up short with a couple of their shots, and it's 8-5.
Yeah, I think Southland have done a good job putting a wee bit more heat on the rim, especially when the Taranaki Airs are trying to get out and defend. You see right now trying to get Nico Hill in some pin down action.
Here he is, Nico Hill. That one's too far, and currently the rebound is Ledger. Ledger getting into the paint, finding a lane. Can't lay it in off the board though.
Yeah, better move from Ledger though. If they're going to allow him to bring the ball when the paint is spread, I think that's a great attack from him. Just couldn't get the finish on that occasion.
Cooper in position. It's outside, another 3 attempt, and there we go.
Shot that with confidence, didn't even hesitate. Airs trying to get into the paint, and I mean, that's what's most effective. Dribble drive into kick out threes.
Tuhaka it was. Now the 3 attempt, pick up the other end. Won't go for the Sharks. Webster putting it up now is Hill. That one's short. Webster trying to get the shot away. Won't go, but it's 8-all after the first quarter. We're in for a tight one here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both teams trying to get off the bottom of the table, try work their way up. I think both teams have looked to be aggressive. I've liked the Taranaki Airs defense in particular in terms of trying to get up and in, whereas I think Southland are looking to put a lot of force on the rim. So I think if you're the Taranaki Airs, you're getting a lot of success when you're getting into the paint, trying to finish, and then those kick-out threes are looking real good too. And if you're the Southland Sharks, I think keep trying to work through Wynyard a wee bit down low, because the Airs doing a good job of blowing up dribble drive action, and I think you can get Wynyard going.
Tell you what'd get me going. A $30 large cheese pizza from Sal's. Use that online code, the QR code on the screen, Sal's Champ 26. It's valid until Tuesday. Get amongst it. You've got through to Thursday. You deserve a little reward.
Great transition. That was a beautiful transition. A grade, if you will, Nathan.
Oh, I appreciate that,
grade.
Tom Ingham. It's what I'd give that pizza as well.
Yeah, 100%. Don't mind a cheese one myself. Pepperoni, I think cheese would be second for me. Pepperoni is, I can't go past the pepperoni.
I can see we've clashed over this before. I don't like the pepperoni. But sometimes you need something simple.
Yep.
Sometimes the cheese pizza, it just hits the spot. You're not looking for all the toppings. You just want something that hits the spot, and the cheese pizza will do it.
Yeah, look, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, if I'm turning up to a social event and there's a cheese pizza on the table, I'm not going to say no, especially if it's a Sal's one.
I won't be leaving that pizza alone. It'll be Taranaki with the first possession in the second quarter. The inbound from Xavier Adam gets it to Vaya. Nico Hill, it's outside to Adam. Hill, trying to get into the paint, laying it in nicely off the right mitt.
Yeah, better attack from Nico Hill there. We know he can score the rock, and I think just going a wee bit more to the hoop. Burton Shaw did a pretty good job, but ultimately Hill too tough on the finish.
Here is Burton Shaw. Can the Southland Sharks conjure up here? Ledger to, side to Burton Shaw, the front of the rim. He has come up with a rebound.
Yeah, great position there from the Airs, I think, defensively. The Southland Sharks spacing just looking a wee bit off at the moment. See Vaya going straight back downhill.
The paint puts up the jumper, does ramage, and that one will fall. Taranaki now up 4.
Yeah, I thought that maybe he had the step through on that one, but opted for the fadeaway. And tough we finished to see Will Ledger stepping into that, but short on that instance.
The open three. Golden opportunity. Just a bit short. And he's going to get another possession and started 4-0 in the second quarter and potentially a chance to widen that gap here.
And I think it comes down to the Taranaki just being a wee bit more physical, just putting the Southland Sharks out of their natural rhythm a wee bit. And I think if you continue to do that, it'll start to wear down as the game goes on.
Jordan Cooper getting the ball in. Oh, it's ugly pass at the ankles of Adam. It's going to roll out of bounds.
Yeah, half volley on that one, couldn't quite execute, but regardless, ball will go out. And I think a good chance for Southland Sharks to get a nice wee sideline out of bounds and get a good set. But it looks like the Taranaki is changing it up, going into a 2-3 zone.
Yeah, unfortunately, basketball's not the sport where your eyes light up at a half volley. The attempt from beyond the arc is short.
I love me a half volley. To the fence, thanks for coming.
Oh, the three won't go. Coming up with it now and bring it back up the court for the Sharks. It was Wynyard looking outside, now into the paint, all the way, Burtonshaw.
Great job there from Burtonshaw. And what I loved, Will Ledger, a bit more intent on the rim, got the defense into rotation, didn't allow that Taranaki air zone to get set, and then Burtonshaw getting that roadrunner type action on the rim.
Tuhaka. Second side is Adam. Bounce pass to Bailey, but he's a little crowded by Wynyard.
Yeah, great verticality there from Wynyard, and I think Bailey just ran out of room a wee bit, and Wynyard able to capitalise, put a block on the stat sheet.
There is Wynyard, wide in the circle, blitz outside, gives a nice offload away to Ramage, who cannot make it count.
Yeah, Sharks struggling a wee bit from outside right now. I'd like to see them continue to attack, try work the ball through the second, third side. I think they've looked really effective when they're trying to get both those feet into those paint, get their ears into rotation.
Yeah, just the 1 3-pointer so far for the Sharks. They've put up 7 attempts. Here's the ears. Tacking into the paint. Can't get it to go.
Yeah, great move there from Xavier Adam. And again, you'll see the Taranaki ears trying to get into both roadrunner action and then also some pin down action as well, trying to get their offensive players down with a bit of a head of steam. So I think that's a great move for the Ears. Try put pressure on the rim.
Remember, you can get amongst the Hoops and Schools program with every free throw attempt contributing. To find out more, use that QR code on screen. Southland and Otago, it's your turn. So if you'd like to get some hoops in your school, just use that QR code and Chemist Warehouse might be able to help you out. Adam converts from the line and the Sharks will bring things back. It's 14-10. Webster got Burtonshaw outside him. Wynyard calls for it. Nice pass in to Ledger. Ledger finds a bit of space, lays it in off the right mitt and draws the foul.
Yeah, it took the Southland Sharks a wee bit of time to get aware of that 2-3 zone. Tautoko Wynyard doing a good job coming up into that free throw line type area, and then Will Ledger with the awareness to make that back cut. But I think that's how you're going to beat this Taranaki air zone. There's a big gap in the middle right now because Quinton Bailey's sitting quite low. So if you can establish yourself at that free throw line type area, there's room to work, and then also cutting like you've seen Will Ledger do as he takes a breather.
Adds the extra as well.
His brother Josh Ledger has been another one that's been really impressive in Rapid League as well. Just doing a bit of everything for that top of the table Auckland Tuatara side. So brothers in arms are rolling.
Josh Ledger's been fantastic. Dominant around the rim. The Sharks have it is Burtonshaw. It's up the mid-range jumper. Rolls across the top of the rim.
Yeah,
yes, we'll get this back. Yeah,
Burtonshaw he definitely wanted that contact a wee bit, tried to jump into that, but ultimately a pretty good job from Nico Hill jumping to the side. Great defense.
It's a 1-point ball game with 45 on the clock. We were tied at 8-all after quarter time. Adams' jumper won't go. Webster with the rebound, gets it to Burtonshaw. Looking for options. Back to Webster. Sure over the top. Now getting into the paint. Topped off the Wynyard. Tries to lay it in off the board.
Looks like they get the ball back to it. Again, Wynyard probably want that one back, but I think that's a great look for the Southland Sharks. The Airs are doing a good job of blowing up dribble handoffs. So start to get away with some post catches. Start to move off of that. I think you can have some success there.
Here's Wynyard again. Looks outside. Oh, trying to get the ball away was Webster. Pass has been intercepted. And then they've stolen it back, the Sharks. Oh, no.
Yes, you're a bit sloppy right now. I think both sides just, the action's there. It's the right lanes they're running, but the passes just aren't on point. And those are the ones in such a small game that you need to make sure you execute, as that can be the difference as you go on runs between a win and a loss. We'll see the BNZ player timeout being taken.
Don't forget, here's your chance to win some tickets with BNZ's Ticket to the Big Game. BNZ invested in New Zealand basketball, giving away 5,000 tickets to school groups, sports groups and community groups to come along and see a Souths NBL game. Scan that QR code on the screen, fill out your group's details and grab your tickets to the big game thanks to BNZ. Taranaki with the ball, 6 on the clock. Can they get a shot up? Drawing the foul and laying it in. Oh, that's beautiful work from Nico Hill.
Yeah, and then it looked like he had a wee smile for the camera there as well, going down, but a great attack from Nico Hill. I think the first couple of moves he made were a wee bit wayward from the basket, but in that instance there, starting to attack, put some heat on the rim, which he without a doubt can do. So a great end to this quarter here for Nico Hill.
Adds the extra as well. 17-13, 4 seconds. Sharks take their timeout, move the ball back up the other end of the court. 4 seconds on.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the Southland Sharks do here. I mean, it's easy to settle for a 3, but I would like to see them put a wee bit of heat on the rim, because I think they've had success getting into the paint right now. The passes just haven't been good, but the idea has been fantastic. There's still plenty of time. Don't need to settle.
The inbound from Burtonshaw. They are going to settle for the 3. Burtonshaw puts it up and banks it. Oh, what do you know, Tom?
Yeah, but I will shut my mouth. I stand corrected. Dane Burtonshaw says, don't you worry about settling, my son. That is a bucket and a big-time hit and a welcome hit for the Southland Sharks.
And well, we have a game on our hands, don't we? 17-16, the halftime score. How do you weigh up this game? Who do you feel has the edge at the moment?
Yeah, honestly, it has been a genuine roller coaster, Nathan. I think right now it could go either way, but it's going to come down to, in my opinion, which team can look after the ball better, because I think both teams have different strategies in terms of how they're trying to attack. I think the Southland Sharks have been far more effective against the zone when they're trying to work the ball inside and out. I think the Taranaki Airs have been incredibly effective when you're getting pinned down screens and getting pressure on the rim through dribble drive. But I think it's going to come down to which team takes a bit more pride in terms of looking after that ball. I think we'll end up on top this evening.
We take a look at some of the stats. Burtonshaw with that 3 leading the way for the Southland Sharks. He's got 7 points. Webster has 3. Wynyard has 3. On the Taranaki Airs side of things, Lyric Tuhakas put up 5. Nico Hill's got 5. Xavier Adam with 5 as well. Quentin Bailey, 3 rebounds. We know how important he is to this side. And Luca Vale with 5 as well. I don't think I mentioned for the Taranaki Airs.
Yeah, I mean, a well-balanced scoring out, but I think for both sides, there's definitely contributions. There's not one person that's really sticking out and taking over this game. The ball is definitely getting through hands. I just think the big thing right now for both of these teams, they're sitting at around their average in terms of points per game if we look at from the first half. But both teams can do a better job of looking after that ball. And I think if both teams start to settle into this game, the team that starts to look after that ball and really execute down the offensive end will take out this one. And
is looking after the ball, is that about just slowing things down? Because we did see a couple fast break opportunities where we saw 2 turnovers sort of back to back and neither team really looked very settled. Do they just need to chill?
Yeah, well, I mean, in terms of that fast break type of offense, that's execution, and that's guys making the right passes. I think down the offensive end, it is settling a wee bit, but it's just knowing what's working. It's knowing what is effective and going back to that. I think teams often get a wee bit guilty of trying to change things up, especially in Rapid League. If you've got something that's working, you keep going back to the well, and I think these teams have found success in different areas, so there's no point in changing it. Try to exploit the other team's defense.
It'll be Southland with the first possession. Webster to bring it back and get us underway in this third quarter. Down one, the Sharks. Ball is with Snow. He offloads it back to Webster. Finding Snow under the rim. Can't lay it in, and draws the foul.
Yeah, in that instance, the Southland Sharks, good rotation, good movement there, getting guys cutting, getting guys coming off dribble handoffs, and because of that extra cut you've seen from the wing, it allowed Quake Webster to get to work in that instance, and then able to dump it off there to Snow, trying to add to that 0.11 rebound effort in the last game, and does on the scoreboard. But I think a great start in terms of Southland Sharks, and the Airs defense pulling back just a wee bit, which I'd like to see them stay up.
Don't forget the Hoops to Scores program running. Every made free throw contributes to this program. If you want to find out more, use that QR code on the screen. Southland and Otago, it's your turn. As the Airs bring it back and all the way to the rim. Oh my goodness me, the tongue spills out.
Oh, Kiwi Bailey going up for the big slam. In that instance, not quite, but we know he can do that. We know he would like to have that one back.
Sharks, what can they get going? Here's Webster. Finds Burtonshaw. Dane Burtonshaw looking for a lane. It's crowded in there, and the Airs come up with the steal. Bringing it back here was Hill. Want to lay it up, won't go. We'll get the ball back, and oh no, he's kicked it over the baseline.
Oh, and again, an unlucky one. Maybe had the pass there in terms of the kind of running the lane, but with the last few possessions, maybe thought I'll take that one myself, but unfortunate, kicked that one into touch.
The shot from beyond the arc is well off for the Sharks.
Yeah, I think if you're the Southland Sharks, there's no point settling. You can get that whenever you want. It's great back cut there from Nico Hill.
Nico Hill, well, he's really starting to make his presence felt. Not all the shots are falling, but he's getting to the rim.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good cutter off the ball too. And in that instance, seeing the defender was sleeping, had the awareness to make that quick back cut. Couldn't get that first one, but able to follow up, get the rebound, as we see here on the replay. Just falling asleep a wee bit on that one, Ramage, and then Nico Hill making the most of it.
Hill from the free throw line adds the extra. Sharks to bring it back, but the Airs just with the edge at this point, 20-17. Here's Webster. Burtonshaw in the paint. Puts up the jumper, and it's well short once again.
And Taranaki is changing up their defense a wee bit that time, trying to extend the pressure, going into a man-to-man. I think it's a good idea to just keep changing up defenses, try to throw the Southland Sharks off a wee bit.
Outside three opportunity for Adam, won't fall. Wynyard with the rebound.
Yeah, we know Xavier Adam could knock that shot down in that instance. A wee bit too long, but looked good out the hand.
Oh, looked like a flash pass from Webster to Ledger. Couldn't find his mark.
Yeah, Quake Webster's trying to get his bag a wee bit off that on-ball screen, starting to get a wee bit saucy with it. Don't mind the look, but in that instance, the Airs probably were a wee bit over that one to make that pass.
Bringing it back for the Airs was to Haka. Now an open look from beyond the arc, but won't fall there.
Yeah, both teams struggling a wee bit from three. I think see the Southland Sharks trying to pack in the paint a wee bit and allow the Taranaki Airs to shoot those ones.
Burtonshaw, just a little too much on that one. Airs keep it in play through Adam. Here he is again. Up three. For Tuhaka. He gets it away to Hill. His shot won't go either.
And you see Wynyard right now is just patrolling that paint. He is staying right there, not too worried about where Quinton Bailey's going. And great attack there from Will Ledger.
Yeah. Found his man on the outside unmarked. Ball back into Wynyard. offensive foul.
Yeah, it looks like Nico Hill has just taken one to the chops, that big elbow of Tautoko Wynyard. But again, great defense. When you had the mismatch, you stay in front, and Wynyard, he knew straight away he was on his way back.
We take a look at the replay. Oh yeah, copped it in the mouth.
Yeah, he'll feel that one. That was a good one.
Inbound from Tuhaka to Cooper. Cooper finding Hill. Hill is short. Wynyard fighting for the rebound.
And I'd like to see Quinton Bailey. He is not being guarded by Tautoko Wynyard right now. Maybe flash to the ball, start to get some looks, because I think right now both teams struggling from the outside.
Burtonshaw's three won't go. They get the offensive rebound to the Sharks, who has another go, and that one doesn't lay it in, but picks up the contact.
Yeah, I like the pressure on the rim from Burtonshaw. I think for both teams right now, there's no point in settling. It's not happening right now. You see Southland Sharks at 18% in the airs. They started hot, but have cooled down a wee bit now.
This time it rolls in for Burtonshaw. Get a little relief.
Yeah, tough we finished there from Burtonshaw. Took the contact, almost that we forced into a wee hook type shot, and great finish and an opportunity to tie this game.
Spun around the rim for an age. 38 to go in this third quarter as he adds the extra, and we're all locked up at 20 apiece. It's only been 3 points each in this. Oh, sorry, 4-3 to the Sharks in this third quarter as that jump bounces in off the backboard.
Yeah, the friendly roll, and again, pretty good defense there from the Southland Sharks. Just better offense from the Taranaki Airs.
Burtonshaw from the pocket banks it in.
And that's a better look from the Southland Sharks. You get feet in the paint, you get drive and kick. I think that's where the threes need to be rather than those quick ones.
Flurry of points to finish this third quarter. Here's Tuhaka, not quite. The intercept, but that'll do us for the third quarter. And heading into the final quarter, it is anyone's game here. 23-22. The Sharks with the slight edge, but the Airs led that entire quarter.
Yeah, they did. And again, it's like we talked about, Nathan, it has really been a roller coaster-like game. Both teams have gone on runs, and now it comes down to this last wee bit. It's really anyone's game right now. So I think the big thing right now is don't settle for any early shots, don't settle for anything easy, but what you can settle for is that large cheese pizza.
Yeah, I was going to say don't settle for anything less than this $30 large cheese pizza. Get amongst it. Use that online code SoundsChamp26, valid until Tuesday. I always think you get through to Thursday, that's 4 out of 5 days of the work week. You've earned it. You've earned a little reward. Don't cook dinner tonight.
Yeah, I'm with it, 100%. And I mean, you look there, what a steal, $30. You know, I feel like that price is dropping week by week, so jump on it while you can.
Yeah, certainly. Southland Sharks shooting at 33% from the field. The Taranaki Airs 32 so far in this game. Is this perhaps illustrative of the struggles these sides have had so far in the rapid lead? They're creating these opportunities, not quite finishing them. Yeah,
I think you're bang on the head there, Nathan. Both teams, the opportunities have been there. I just think the execution right now, we look at the shooting percentages, but then it's just those little errors, I think, right now that are costing both teams. But hey, still 4 more minutes of action, a chance to get back in the winning column.
Here's with the first possession. Adam into the paint, trying to lay it in off the board, won't go. Wynyard with the rebound.
Yeah, great attack there from Adam, just everything but the finish on that occasion.
Webster looks into the pocket for Burtonshaw, where he hit one late in the third. Gets it back to Webster. Webster's got a man with him, looks outside to Burtonshaw, trying to create some space. Does so, open look for three, and it's short. Snow with the rebound. Could he have another go, Burtonshaw? Drives into the paint, tries to get the ball away, but it's been pinched now by Tuhaka. This time the basket goes, working along the baseline. That time was Nico Hill.
Yeah, I don't mind those quick ones if you're trying to get downhill straight away. And again, another great move from Nico Hill, who's took a bit to settle, but now he's settled into this game. Dangerous, this great move there from Burnshaw, right back at him.
It's blow for blow stuff here in this Rapid League fixture. The biggest lead was 4, and back down the other end of the court. Have some of that.
Yeah, right now Nico Hill is getting to his right hand far too easy. If you're the Southland Sharks, you cannot let him get ahead of steam going downhill, especially to his right.
He's got 12 points so far, Nico Hill. Still 2:38 to go in this fourth quarter as Burtonshaw goes back to retrieve it. Gets it to Webster over the top to Wynyard. Burtonshaw really trying to get going. Pulls up in the paint. It's a short bucket and just a little too much on it.
And I like that look there going to Wynyard in the post, because I think what that does, it starts to draw attention in the zone to that post, so it allows for the guards to have a bit more freedom to move, to cut all of those dribble drives, which you've seen in that instance there.
1 point the margin. Xavier Adam with it. Tuhaka. What can they create here, the Airs? Adam puts up the three-point attempt. Dagger.
Massive hit from Xavier Adam. You see the Southland Sharks have tried to answer back with that 2-3 zone, but that's the best way to beat a 2-3 zone. Shoot the heck out of it.
Posting up here is Ledger. Oh, that one's short.
Yeah, good move from Ledger. I just think he didn't realize how open he was. It was kind of one of those things. He was in mid-air and was like, wow, I got a whole heap of room right now. And sometimes that happens, but I like the move from Will Ledger.
Lyric Tuhaka. Loads it to Hill. Hill finds Bailey. He's been quiet in this game. Now an opportunity for Cooper. In fact, Cooper in the pocket, just losing the pass out of bounds.
And again, not bad action there from the Taranaki Airs, getting into the paint, seeing the kick, but again, that's one of those things. The better teams in this competition, they execute those ones, so a big turnover there for the Airs.
4 points the margin. Taranaki Airs with the definite advantage here in this fourth quarter. This is as big as the lead, and it's been all game. Ledger almost losing it. Falls for Burtonshaw. Over the top to Wynyard. Posts up, finds Burtonshaw. Was moving when he took the attempt. Balls though for the Sharks and laying it in. That is crucial from Jack Ramage.
And a great effort there from Tautoko Wynyard to put pressure on the rim, and then Jack Ramage, right place, right time, makes the tough wee lay.
Here's Jordan Cooper. Looks for Tuhaka in the corner.
Will Ledger doing a great job right now, fronting a Will Bailey, and that's a great dribble drive, but another turnover.
Picked off by Tautoko Wynyard. It's a 2-point game. Just 42 seconds to go. Webster over the top to Wynyard. Back outside to Webster. Gets in the paint. Floats it up. It's short. The Airs come up with it. Crucial with 31 seconds to go. Bailey. Oh, no, he's thrown a ball. They keep it inbound. No.
Looks like we've got a foul on the play, which is an absolute killer, because you did have a bit of time there. The Taranaki Airs just got a wee bit rushed. It looked like potentially a turnover, but there's still a wee bit of time in terms of differential in terms of 9 seconds on the clock, and both teams still had their BNZ player timeout to use.
Inbound for the Airs. A bucket here would be crucial for the win, and in fact, it's going to be a turnover. Nico Hill is disgusted with it.
Yeah, he's not happy with that one, but it looks like we maybe have an overturned decision. So ultimately, Nico Hill right in that instance, and it looks like right now he is going to get another bite at the cherry. See Nico Hill sitting a wee up screen here, and then coming off that Quinton Bailey and Chin trying to get back down to his right hand.
Burtonshaw has been crucial for the Sharks in this game in terms of the scoring. It's been Hill, Nico Hill for the Airs. He's got 12. Here he is with the ball. Getting into the paint. Ledger guarding him. He's short. Opportunity here for the Sharks. 11 seconds. They have to go. Ledger. calls the timeout.
And a bit of confusion there. Looking over at the bench. Bench can't call the timeout, lads. That is on you, but Southland Sharks, time to talk about it.
You probably wanted to call that straight away to give themselves a little bit more time up the other end.
Yeah, I think they got caught in two minds a wee bit. Do we push the ball, try to get the Taranaki Airs while they're not setting their defense? Because now they can get set in their defense. But again, who are you going to here? I think maybe Quake Webster trying to get downhill.
It'll be inbound from Burton Shaw. Here we go, Ledger, Burton Shaw. Webster puts it up from 3.
And that's it. And that, in terms of what has been called, is a great foul from the Taranaki Airs. You allow Southland Sharks only 2 seconds now to make something out of it. So great awareness there from the Airs.
Yeah, and fouls to give. So pressure is on the Sharks here. Got to turn and shoot pretty much. It won't be Burton Shaw to take the shot. Oh, it will. Deep 3, really deep 3. It's short. And the Taranaki Airs hold on. 29-27 and 8. Pulsating back and forth rapidly fixture. It might have been 10th versus 11th on the ladder, but no shortage of entertainment.
No, absolutely not. You know, both teams had every opportunity down the stretch to, make that count. But ultimately, I think Nico Hill, probably the difference in this occasion, 12 points, 2 rebounds, but just him getting to his right hand and getting downhill was effective. Dayden Burtonshaw had an absolute night too, 15 points, and their last 3 would have liked to see that one go, but not on this occasion.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some stats too, brought to you by Chemist Warehouse for this fixture. As Burtonshaw, who really was leading the way for the Sharks, just needed some help from someone else. Nico Hill there with 12 points for the Airs.
Yeah, we talked about how it was a team effort in terms of both teams were offering a variety of different scoring options, but that changed really quickly and it turned into the Burtonshaw versus Hill showdown. But ultimately, I think just down the stretch, that Taranaki is just a wee bit more connected. You see right there that battle of the bigs as well, with Tautoko Wynyard and Quinton Bailey both working after it. And then Will Ledger, I think, made some great contributions there as well.
Yeah, for sure. Bailey with those 6 rebounds. Wynyard matching him, and Webster with the assists. He wasn't scoring so much, but creating opportunities, especially for the likes of Shaw Cooper with 3 assists as well. And just 1 block apiece for these 2 teams. So the Airs record another win, their 4th of the season. They won 3 in a row, dropped their last 2, but they're back in the winners column. So that'll do us from Invercargill, but stick with us on Sky Sport because the NZNBL fixture will have live action for you from 7 p.m. It is the Taranaki Airs beating Southland Sharks 29-27 in Rapid League, but stick with us on Sky Sport. My name is Nathan Lim, alongside me was Tom Hingham. Oh, yeah, we can bash that out. Yeah, let's get through it. It was Sam Timmins and James Moores for the interviews, eh? Quick. Yeah, whenever you're ready, bro. The Southland Sharks come into tonight's fixture in hot form, having won 10 on the bounce. The Taranaki Airs, they're coming off a win, but they have dropped 4 of the last 5. This contest at ILT Stadium, Southland in Invercargill. My name is Nathan Lim, and alongside me is former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. Tom, is this going to be one-way traffic?
Very welcome. Yes.
Okay, we won't do that for the actual game.
No, you can. I'll be all right.
Okay, all right.
But that's a lie. That is a lie. No, keep it like that.
Keep it like that, I reckon.
Fantastic.
The fans have had their say. Carry on. How's the game going to go?
Yeah, look, David versus Goliath type battle. I can see the Taranaki Airs, they need to get up for it. Southland Sharks team, they are piping hot right now, and they'll be ready to go. Don't
forget, you can use that QR code on the screen to have your shout, whether you think the Taranaki Airs and Southland Sharks are going to take it out today. But there you are, look at the ladder. Southland Sharks sitting second, but really equal top with the Auckland Tuatara. 13 games, won 11, lost just 2, but won 10 in a row. They're coming off a 95-85 win versus the Giants, in which it was a 3-point shooting bonanza. Inga with 25 points, and the Taranaki Airs down there in 8th. We'll take a look at the upcoming fixtures for the rest of your weekend. Is action-packed. The Rams and the Phi in Christchurch. The Rams still trying to keep up that top of the table sort of race. The Otago Nuggets hosting the Airs, back in action in a couple of days. Saturday. Don't have a time up for that one. The Auckland Tuatara after that against the Hawks in Auckland, looking to keep pace and stay top of the ladder. And the Franklin Bulls then hosting the Wellington Saints for first Sunday afternoon fixture in Pukekohe. What do we do after that? Starters. Let's go through the Taranaki Airs starting lineup for tonight. Aaron Cook Jr., Brandon Stroud, Dane Samuel, Green and Moores. Who are we looking at to stand up and be the leaders for the Airs when they're really up against it tonight?
Yeah, I think Cook Jr. is a guy that has been really good for this Taranaki Airs side, but it's going to have to be a team effort all around.
And just taking a look at the Southland Sharks, Inga, Asbury, Cooper, Boone and Timmins. They're missing Rylan Jones for a groin injury, and Max Darling with a calf injury as well. How big is that going to be for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big loss, no doubt. I mean, there's 2 incredible players, but the reality is step up Tobias Cameron, and then you put Keelan Boone in a starting lineup as well. I mean, they are ridiculously deep, the Southland Sharks team.
Oh yeah, so we're still talking about the Airs, and we caught up with one of those leaders for the Airs, James Moores, a few moments ago.
Hello James, welcome to Invercargill. Talk us a little bit about that confidence-building win up against the Phi. That was good luck.
Thank you. And then we talked about the Sharks lineup. One of the players who's been a prolific scorer and rebounder for them is Sam Timmins. We caught up with Sam a few moments ago.
Well, Sam, big night tonight. Looking for 11 in a row, but you're missing a couple of pieces. Talk to me a little bit about
effort and execution.
And look forward to seeing it, mate. Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, great to hear from Sam Timmins there. Big night for both of these teams. Let's take a look at some Chemist Warehouse stats, and you can see the disparity between these two teams straight away. The scoring 95.5 points per game. That's their 4th in the league, the Sharks. The Airs down in last with 81.8. How are they going to get this offense going?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing for the Taranaki Airs is they want to try clunk this up. They want to try slow it down and get the Southland Sharks to play that type of game, because when the Southland Sharks team gets out and running, they are dangerous, and they do it by committee at pace. And that battle down low too is going to be a big one in terms of Sam Timmins is having a heck of a season, and James Moores is a guy who's been a welcome sight for this Taranaki Airs to give them a bit more presence down low. Yeah,
James Moores, who we heard from just before, averaging 16.8 points per game, 11 rebounds, so a double-double. Sam Timmins is doing very similar numbers, 19.3 points per game, 10.3 rebounds per game. Moore's second in the competition for rebounding, and Timmins 4th. So it'll be a great battle around the board. Let's take a look at some... do we have... No, okay. My bloody intro thing's wrong. The match officials for tonight: Marty Davidson, Regan Ashley and Leo Shaw. That all good? So. Yeah, sweet as. Awesome, bro.
Safe.
Thank you very much. The Southland Sharks and the Taranaki Airs are about to do battle in the NZNBL at ILT Stadium. Southland in Invercargill, and the Southland Sharks are on an absolute roll. They've won 10 in a row, up there competing with the Auckland Tuatara at the top of the ladder. The Airs looking for consistency, having lost 4 of the last 5, but are coming off a win. My name is Nathan Lim, and alongside me is former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. Tom, is this going to be one-way traffic?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a tough ask for this Taranaki Airs side. You've got a team right now in Southland that is absolutely rolling. 10 wins in a row, and if we look there, the faithful think otherwise. They think the Taranaki Airs are going to cause the big old upset, which it's funny how these things often work. A team goes rolling like this, and then the Taranaki Airs, they are fighting for their season right now. They're fighting for that 6th spot and are still in the mix, so they'll be looking to try and get over the hump tonight.
Yeah, good to see the Airs fans keeping the faith. If you want to have your shout, use that QR code on the screen and let us know who you think will take the lollies in tonight's fixture. Let's get into the ladder and some of the fixtures that we've got coming up for you. But there they are, the Southland Sharks up there, second on the ladder, just on percentage points, but up there really competing with the Auckland Tuatara. Played 13, won 11, lost 2. They've won 10 in a row, so they lost 2 of their first 3, and have since then have been absolutely unstoppable. Yeah,
well, I think that comes down to getting the last pieces of this team. You know, Max Darling is still out with injuries, we'll talk about soon. Tobias Cameron coming back into the mix, and this team is deep. Braden Inga is another one as well, who we'll talk about very soon. But you see the Taranaki Airs currently sitting there in 8th, but not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, because it is an absolute cluster in that middle to bottom of the table.
100%. The Airs coming off an 85-73 win versus the Fire, which James Moore's got 22 points, Dane Samuel got 20. Here are the upcoming fixtures heading into the weekend. Tomorrow night, the Canterbury Rams hosting the Tauranga Whai in Christchurch. The Otago Nuggets hosting the Airs, back in action again. 2 games in 48 hours in Dunedin. And then the Auckland Tuatara against the Hawks in Auckland. And to start us off on Sunday, the Franklin Bulls hosting the Wellington Saints in Pukekohe. So plenty of action to come this weekend, as if there isn't enough sport going on. Commonwealth Games coming up, the Black Caps are in action. All Blacks aren't too far away. Super Rugby, let's not even mention the rather large event going on in the States at the moment. But let's get into the lineups. We're going to start here with the Taranaki Airs visiting team, and we've got Aaron Cook Jr., Brandon Stroud, Dane Samuel, Xavier Green and James Moores. Who are the players who need to step up to get this offense humming?
Well, it's going to be by committee. To beat the Southland Sharks team, it is without a doubt by committee. But the big guys I'm looking at in particular, Cook Jr. has been a guy that has really led this offense. Green, when he gets going, is very dynamic. We know Dane Samuel and what he can do, and James Moores is going to have a big job against Sam Timmins tonight, and that's the one I'm looking forward to.
100%, and we caught up with James Moores just a few moments ago.
Hello, James. Welcome to Invercargill. Talk us a little bit about that confidence-building win up against the Fire. That was just what the team needed.
Thank you. Yeah, that was great for us. We had a hard run, couldn't put it together for a full game, and we finally did, and we got the result we wanted.
All right, and what about the Sharks team? They're obviously on a streak. Talk to me a little bit about them and you know, what you'll need to do tonight.
Yeah, a good all-round team who's been winning. We got to look out for all their shooters, and obviously Sam in the post. That's going to be a great matchup tonight.
So tell us a little bit about that for you personally. That'll be a couple of big bodies banging against each other all night.
Yeah, it's exciting. You always look forward to that. And so, yeah, it's going to be a great one tonight.
Wish you well, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, that battle with Sam Timmins is set to be huge. And speaking of, let's take a look at the Southland Sharks lineup, which, well, they've got so much depth in their roster, don't they? I think you brought it up before, Tom, but Inga, Asbury, Cooper, Keelan Boone, Sam Timmins, and the bench goes for days.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you add Tobias Cameron into the mix. We're not even talking about Ryland Jones and Max Darling, who are both unavailable tonight. So the depth here is tremendous, and what makes the Southland Sharks team so elite.
Yeah, Ryland Jones out with a groin injury, and Max Darling, that pesky calf. But we caught up with Sam Timmins just a few moments ago. Let's hear from him.
Well, Sam, big night tonight. Looking for 11 in a row, but you're missing a couple of pieces. Talk to me a little bit about no Ryland Jones and no Max Darling and what that means.
Yeah, it's obviously not ideal, but that's part of basketball. That's part of the game we play. These things happen, and we've just got to rely on the preparation of everybody else to make up for what they bring.
Taranaki as an opponent. They showed what they could do against the Fire the other day. Talk to me a little bit about what you see you need to do to stop them.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of teams around the league, and Taranaki's definitely one that their record doesn't at all indicate the calibre of team they are. They pushed the Tuatara to a pretty tough first half, and we're very aware that they're a very capable team. So, no one's going into this thinking this is going to be anything other than a game that requires 100% focus, effort, and execution.
And look forward to seeing it, mate. Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, the Sharks refusing to underestimate the Airs, who, as we mentioned, are coming off a W against the Fight, and they've had a number of close losses as well. Let's get into some stats brought to you by Chemist Warehouse, and you can see straight away the disparity in the scoring. Sharks 4th in the league for points per games at 95.5. The Airs down there in 11th at 81.8. What is going to be key for the Airs? Do they have to limit the Sharks scoring or just really get humming with the ball?
I think you're trying to slow the Southland Sharks down because they are incredibly dynamic, and Sam Timmins, even though he's very big, he rim runs incredibly well. So this team is very up and down. I think the Taranaki Airs need to try junk it up a wee bit, take the Southland Sharks flow out of what they do, and really guard the three-point line as well. They shoot the three collectively at 37%, which is incredibly high. And talking to Sam Timmins as well, ran into him in Auckland, and he was saying this team is incredibly connected right now, and they are playing for one another, and that's reflective of the results.
Yeah, those two players there, Sam Timmins, James Moores, both averaging a double-double. We sort of alluded to it before, but what's it going to take from either player to win this battle in the paint?
Yeah, I think the big thing is the rebounding. That's the big thing I'm looking for. Who out of these two really controls the boards, because they are the big presence for their team. So they need to make sure whoever's dominating that rebound battle, I think, is going to be more effective in this one. But it's a tough task for James Moores, who's having a heck of a season. But man, Sam Timmins is on another planet right now.
100%. With Rylan Jones out, we're used to him running that offense. As we just take a look at the match officials for tonight, Marty Davidson, Regan Ashley and Leo Shaw. But can we expect Caleb Asbury maybe to pull back on the scoring, to be more of a facilitator, a playmaker in the absence of Rylan Jones? Yeah,
I think a wee bit. Caleb Asbury is shooting the ball at a ridiculous clip right now. Looking at 50-49 as we look. There's a brief, rapidly replay popping up there. But I think for sure, in terms of, we can expect Asbury to kind of dictate offensive terms a bit, but expect to see the ball a wee bit more in the likes of Tukaha Cooper's hands, and then Tobias Cameron will be checking into this game, but it'll be by committee. And the other thing is too, people often don't talk about Sam Timmins' passing ability. For a big man, a heck of a lot of assists. Often will sit around 5 or 6 assists when he's really rolling like that. So, he's a guy that they'll play through a lot too.
Yeah, you mentioned Caleb Asbury there, the scoring run. He's on 21.2 points per game, and he and Sam Timmins really leading the way in that regard. He's 8th in scoring for the league, shooting 48% from 3. Caleb Asbury, and alluded to that rapid league fixture just earlier on. The Taranaki Airs getting up over the Southland Sharks 29-27 in a pulsating back and forth game that went right down to the wire. So hopefully that's a bit of a preview for what we're getting tonight.
Yeah, looks like we got a bit of a hoop issue to get going and slow things down just a wee bit. So I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind that height personally if that was me playing out there. Some Showtime action for sure, because when it's 10 foot, man, rim graze at best.
We'd be getting some absurd highlights.
Oh, we really would be. I think with both of these teams too, there's some serious athletes. Sam Timmins is eyeing that up, probably about his height right now, so could expect some showtime there for sure.
So the players just have to take a few moments to continue warming up. So you try to sort out the hype of the hoop, which seems to have sunk since the Rapid League contest. So hopefully in a couple of minutes it gets sorted. For, I suppose, the way that this game is going to go, the keys here for the Airs, because they've shown flashes throughout their season where they will play extremely well for a period of a game. Is it really just about sustaining it for that, for the full 40 minutes? How do you do that if you're struggling to find your rhythm, getting into that flow and being able to sustain it, especially when you're up against such a tough team?
Yeah, well, I think the big thing right now is you need to limit the Southland Sharks' opportunities. It comes down to the defensive end, because that's how you can get your momentum going, especially with a team that is so effective and dynamic. Because let's not get it twisted. Just like Sam Timmins said, this Taranaki Airs team, they are by no means a bad team. Like, they have a lot of firepower in their offense. You're also forgetting about veterans like Marcel Jones coming off the bench. So this Taranaki Airs team, they are without a doubt more than capable of tipping up the best, as they gave the Tuatara a really good run in that first half, first 3 quarters even, but ultimately the Tuatara too strong. So do not count this Airs team out by any stretch of the imagination.
The Southland Sharks prolific from the 3-point range, shooting at 37% from 3. That's top of the league. They shoot 12.4 a game. 12.4 threes a game. So I suppose the Airs will want to make this physical. The Airs will want to just make this really niggly and annoying for the Sharks to really get going, not give them any space.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to do that against teams that are really effective, like the Southland Sharks. You have to make their life uncomfortable, and it's that type of game where if you can do that early doors and all of a sudden it starts to creep into that end of third, fourth quarter, it's a close game, then it becomes anyone's game. So the Taranaki Airs will definitely want to do that and not allow the Southland Sharks team to get out and running and be effective like they have been all season.
It'll be those two we heard from before, Sam Timmins and James Moores, to compete for this tip-off. The Southland Sharks chasing 11 wins in a row and to move ahead of the Auckland Tuatara, at least for now, on the ladder. Timmins happy to let James Moores win the tip-off, and we're underway. Cook Jr., the architect of this Airs offense, finds Samuel in the paint, gets it outside to Moores. Moores is going to have an early go from 3, and that one's just short.
Yeah, and often the Taranaki Airs try to play through Dane Samuel, especially early in the quarter. So you see right now trying to get him in the high post, get some action, and him getting downhill.
Asbury finds Cooper. Cooper into the paint. Ball outside to Boone. Thinks about the 3, and he will take it after a couple of steps. Boone's off to a hot start.
I was about to say, why didn't Keelan Boone shoot that first one? Just made it a whole lot tougher, but man, he can hit anything from anywhere. And what a luxury bringing a guy like him into this game, into the starting lineup.
Green has it on the outside. Driving into the paint, laying it in is Stroud.
Yeah, and Stroud's been another great addition for this Taranaki Airs team. Plays with a whole lot of energy and starts to up their tempo a wee bit. So great start there from him.
Sharks in possession of the ball. Trying to get the pick and roll going was Cooper with Timmins, draws the contact, and he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
Yeah, and a great job there in terms of Cooper trying to patrol that paint, sees the hands in, the Taranaki Airs getting up and in early, and like we talked about, Nathan, trying to make it a wee bit physical, a wee bit dysfunctional for the Southland Sharks team, but Tukaha Cooper up to the task on that occasion.
Basket falls for Cooper, and the Sharks went out to a 3-2 lead. That opening shot then from Boone maybe was just on the line, not counted as a 3 from what we can see. There's Moores posting up in the paint, can't get it to fall.
Yeah, and trying to get Moores going early, but Timmins up to the task on that occasion. I think that's something they maybe want to try and get Sam Timmins in a wee bit of foul trouble too, because the big depth isn't massive for the Southland Sharks.
Here's Timmins. Timmins on Moores. We talked about this battle, and Moores doing well enough to disrupt Timmins there. The Airs bringing it back. Oh, the pass over the top to Dane Samuel. Just a little too high.
Yeah, and it was there too. Dane had good position, all alone, all by himself, but just a wee bit too big on that pass. But great job from James Moores down the other end, forcing Sam Timmins out to that really high post catch and not giving him a lot of room to work.
It's Asbury on Cook Jr. Boone loads back to Asbury. Pick and roll with Timmins, pulls up at a 3, and Caleb Asbury slots it.
Yeah, and like you said, he is red hot to start this season. Well, midway through this season now, 48% from 3, and Cook Jr. really trying to get up and in, but Caleb Asbury is on a heater right now.
Cook Jr. Open 2-point attempt. A little too much on it, and Timmins with the rebound.
Yeah, and great fake there and a great look there from Cook Jr., but just couldn't quite get the ball to fall on that occasion.
Asbury will go again from deep. This time it's a little too far. The tip from Samuel, it's going to fall for Cooper. Cooper finds Timmins. They can reset here. Boone to Inga. Corner three. First one doesn't fall. Another offensive rebound. Gives it to Timmins, and Timmins lays it on off the board.
Yeah, and if you're the Taranaki Airs, that can absolutely not happen. You cannot allow that many offensive rebounds because this Southland Sharks team is going to capitalise.
Xavier Green, oh, the pass to Samuel is not the right one over the baseline, and the Sharks will get ball back.
Yeah, and Samuel's getting good position down low, but again, just probably a wee bit early, not allowing him to get that full seal in that instance, but turnovers is definitely what you don't need because this Southland Sharks team, do not let them get out and running.
Timmins gives it to Cooper. Cooper looks outside to Boone. Oh, yeah.
It's just great offense. You got Tukaha Cooper. Again, it's patience, getting into the paint and collapsing. And if you're the Taranaki Airs, right now you've got to look at guarding the three-point line because if they get going from three, it's going to be a long night.
Green was losing it there. There was a couple of Southland Sharks hands in there, and the contact was made. So the Airs will get the ball back, but already the Sharks have just shot out to this 8-point lead. And we mentioned the rebounds that they're giving up, the O-boards. The Taranaki Airs can't afford to give the Southland Sharks any freebies.
No, absolutely not. And also, I think guarding the three-point line, the Taranaki Airs need to guard their yard a wee bit. And if they're going to sit in drops in that deeper type of on-ball screen coverage, really guard the three-point line as we see a great deflection there. But guarding the three-point line is going to be massive because if multiple guys get going, all of a sudden that is going to allow Sam Timmins to start to open up when you eventually do start guarding the three-point line.
We talk a lot about the Sharks offense, but they're fourth in the competition for points conceded as well, so their defense obviously operating at a high standard as well, and we've seen the Airs already struggle to make passes in the paint, and these shots not going. It's crowded in there.
Yeah, just connected, I think is the best word to describe it. They're just all on the same page in terms of their rotations, where they sit in terms of help side is all on point, and that's why they're having so much success.
Asbury, it's a little crowded, gives the pass away to Boone, he reels it in. Boone on Green, deep two. Won't fall for him, so the Airs will bring it back through Stroud. Here's Green. Xavier Green spinning a little. Moores, Stroud, Cook Jr. Stroud finds a bit of a mismatch on Asbury and lays it in off the board.
And great job there from Stroud. I think you see the Southland Sharks, they're really packing it in. The Taranaki Airs don't shoot fantastic from three, 28% from the season, so trying to stop them from getting into the paint, but Stroud up to the task on that occasion.
Asbury, well, his foot was on the line there. Drew the foul, so he will head to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line for just two, I think.
And by judging the crowd, I would make an assumption that Dane Samuel, has got a technical foul on that instance. I think maybe he thought that Asbury kicked out on that instance, and so disagreeing with the ref and still heated about it. But I will only be two. But again, a good defensive set from the Taranaki Airs. You live with that one. But again, getting the bailout in that instance with Caleb Asbury.
Exiting the game, so in comes Marcel Jones.
And again, that's a good guy to come in. You know, this is a guy that's been around the league for an incredibly long time now. So it's a perfect guy to step in. But it looks like he'll be shooting 3 free throws. From my point of view, it looked like he had a foot on the line. But
definitely had a foot on the line.
But hey, we're not the ones in the striped jerseys.
That is true. Caleb Asbury makes no mistake with the first couple. Finishes it off too. 3-point play. Bringing it back is Cook Jr. for the Airs. Laying it in off the board and drawing the foul as well. He's pumped up about it too.
Yeah, and he has to be, Aaron Cook Jr. I mean, this is really important. He's got a tough task with Caleb Asbury, but Aaron Cook Jr. is a quality player as well. And I think not allowing their defense to get set is a big thing. Obviously, you want to be able to get back in transition defense, but you see right now, Sam Timmins not all the way back because he's got to be aware of Moores and his threat from the outside. So Cook Jr., when he gets downhill, I think he'll like that matchup one-on-one with defenders back as well to stop Southland Sharks in transition.
Bounces off the back of the rim from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, so it'll be Caleb Asbury to bring it back. The difference is 7, 4.5 to go in the first. Finds Timmins, who's posted up against Moores. Spinning. Finds Inga on the outside. Inga fires it back into the paint with Cooper. Here's Asbury, the show and go. Cooper corner 3. Short. Offensive rebound again. Timmins drops in, and this is going to be so costly for the Airs.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Timmins is really planting himself in the paint and already is having such an impact in terms of just tipping the ball, making himself presence up to, looks like 4 rebounds already, so making his presence known.
Stroud, deep 2. Won't go. Southland Sharks, well, they're going to be able to keep scoring if they keep this ascendancy in the paint and around the board. Cooper gives it to his teammate and laying it in off the board there. The Sharks are up again.
And it looks like already the Taranaki Airs want to sit down and talk about this because this Southland Sharks team right now is rolling. And straight away you see Tobias Cameron into the game. And Tobias Cameron is one of those guys very effective with the ball, but is also an incredible player off the ball. So all those type of things, in terms of those cuts, he does all those little things that are required, and he is the perfect guy. I mean, he's a starting quality player in this league, without a doubt. So to bring him off the bench, man, what an asset for the Southland Sharks side.
We've seen a lot of the time in the Southland Sharks games as well, their depth really comes to the fore later in the contest when the others, just their opposition tends to run out of options for the bench, and it seems to be endless for the Sharks. Just like the deals from Sal's, they just keep coming. A $30 large cheese pizza. Just use that online code, Sal'sChamp26, valid until Tuesday. You made it to Thursday, you've earned it. And sometimes you just want something simple. You just want a nice plain cheese pizza to stuff it in your gob.
Yeah, look, if I'm turning up to a social gathering and I see that large cheese pizza, I'm not saying no. 30 bucks. 30 bucks. Absolute steal.
You just loiter around that table with the pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't go wrong with the Sal's large cheese pizza. But right now, these Taranaki Airs, hopefully they've had a discussion about what they need to do. To me, right now, it's the rebounding battle. The Southland Sharks, 9 rebounds to the Taranaki Airs 2. Far too many offensive rebounds happening right now for the Southland Sharks team. You cannot give them second chance opportunities.
Chance to reset from the timeout. The Airs. Here's Stroud. What can they get going? Into the paint and laying it in is Jones. That's a good start for Taranaki.
Yeah, great job there from Marcel Jones. Had the smaller Tukaha Cooper on him, and Marcel is so incredibly effective getting to his right hand. Tukaha tries to pick his pocket, but up to the task.
Loitering around the perimeter. That one doesn't fall for the Sharks. Cameron can't get it to go. Here's Jones again. Oh, 2 from 2 to start. Marcel Jones.
And that's a really welcome sight for the Taranaki Airs. You know, Dane Samuel in early foul trouble with that tech. Marcel coming straight in. Nice wee hook, and then all of a sudden with the 3 as well. Great sign.
Asbury looking for a bit of space. Eventually looks on the outside, and here is Asbury again from the perimeter. Won't go. Another offensive rebound for the Sharks. Tobias Cameron lays it in, draws the contact. Oh dear.
And as he does so well, Tobias Cameron, just all the dirty work, all those little things that don't always pop up on the box score, but in that instance, that certainly will, without a doubt. The big offensive rebound coming in, taking the contact. Green doesn't like it, but Tobias Cameron, opportunity to convert for one more. Just coming off time in England too, Tobias Cameron playing overseas, in which I know his team did incredibly well over there, so it's good to see him back in the New Zealand NBL.
Certainly is. As Stroud gets into the paint and draws the contact, he'll to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line for a couple of goes. The difference is 8. Marcel Jones has come on and made an immediate impact for the Airs. Brendan Stroud's got 4 so far. Cook Jr. 2. On the other side of things, Caleb Asbury with 5. And Tobias Cameron a quick 5-4 off the bench.
Yeah, and I think the Taranaki Airs right now, the most success they're having is when the Southland Sharks aren't getting their defense set. You know, they're trying to attack downhill. Sam Timmins isn't all the way back, not showing those bodies. See right now, Will Ledger looks like he's stepping into the game. Will pick up those backup Timmins minutes.
Here's Caleb Asbury. Cameron. Oh, the deflection from Jones. Go out of bounds and the Sharks will get the ball back.
Yeah, and pretty good connected defense there from the Taranaki Airs. Looking to pack in the paint a wee bit, but are also on that front foot, ready to go on the outside, because you need to be aware of shooters out on the floor. Right now, Braden Inger out there too. He was electric against the Giants, so he'll be looking to continue his red hot form as well.
Into the paint. What can the Sharks conjure up? Cooper can't get it to fall. He has come up with a rebound through Bailey. And the ball is deflected out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Airs, inbound from Jones.
And again, I think if you've got to live with something, if you're the Taranaki Airs with this Southland Sharks offense, I think contested mid-range jump shots, I mean, statistically, that's exactly the shot you want to live with. So doing a good job contesting Tukaha Cooper on that instance, and I think they're the ones you want.
It's Cook Jr. Finds Jones. Adam, deep from Stroud. Oh, in and out.
And again, good look getting through hands, and Stroud, we know he can knock that down, but now Tobias Cameron trying to get back downhill, and Sam Timmins already back in the game.
Timmins looks outside, pulling up his Boone off the back of the rim. And picking up the rebound is Bailey. Corner opportunity here. Oh yeah, gets it to fall. Does Xavier Adam.
And right now, I'm liking this Taranaki Airs push. We talked pre-game, want them to slow it down. However, the Southland Sharks, their transition defense in terms of being back and established isn't really on point. So the Taranaki Airs are exploiting that right now.
Sam Timmins will do what he does best, but it doesn't fall in. One of the rare times it doesn't for Sam Timmins, who was recently selected into Judd Flavel's Tall Blacks squad for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers facing the Philippines and Guam in early July. Asbury for the 3.
He is piping hot and continuing that 48%. Might even be climbing up towards that 50 mark with the way he's shooting. Is another turnover. Great defense there from Tobias Cameron, and all of a sudden, Southland Sharks a wee bit ahead of steam.
Inger in the pocket. In fact, it was Cameron. Inger coming up with the rebound. Here's Boone. Boone almost lost it. Gets the ball away. Now it's Inger will have another go. That one in and out, almost picking up the rebound is Cameron.
And right now, the Taranaki Airs just not connected when that shot goes up. You need to start boxing out, guys. And the thing with the Southland Sharks team, yes, Sam Timmins is an incredibly good rebounder, but it's guys like Tobias Cameron, those other guards that are crashing hard. You need to put a body on them.
Cooper finds Timmins. Timmins to Inger. He had 25 in the last game, including 5 threes. Cooper puts up the jumper along the baseline, won't go. Here's Cook Jr.
Yeah, great job there from Adam in terms of the contest. And all of a sudden, this is what we're talking about. The Taranaki Airs are getting downhill way too easy in transition. So if you're the Southland Sharks, I mean, I'm liking what you're getting on offense, but you got to get back on defense. You have to show bodies, because it's the only way right now the Taranaki Airs are staying afloat, was this with that early transition push.
We Stroud to shoot a couple of free throws. Slots the first one. The Airs shooting at 63% from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. That's last in the competition. The Sharks shooting at 70%, that's 7th. But those points from the free throw line will be valuable against the Southland Sharks outfit, and that is a really ugly pass from Boone. Luckily get it back. Cooper Outside to Boone. Cameron, open three, almost an open three. Bounces out, and that'll do us for the first quarter. The Southland Sharks edging it 22-18. We'll go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with the second quarter action and a bit of analysis. It is the Southland Sharks leading the Taranaki Airs 22-18 after the first quarter. My name's Nathan Lim, alongside me former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. Tom, we talked about how important the battle around the board will be. We saw Dane Samuel exit the game early, picked up a couple of fouls, and we can see it in the stats. Southland Sharks 14 rebounds to the Taranaki Airs 8.
Yeah, absolutely, and put that down to Sam Timmins, currently sitting with 6 of those rebounds and is really putting pressure on the rim. Tobias Cameron has come in off the bench too, but right now the Taranaki is having a wee bit of success in transition, so the Southland Sharks would have talked about that in the break. We want to get back in numbers.
6 rebounds in the first quarter, and oh, the early steal from Cook Jr. and the slam. Well, don't fall asleep, Caleb Asbury, because Cook Jr. is on you.
Yeah, and he is up to the task tonight. You see him straight away. He is up and in. He is taking this battle personally. Now, this is exactly what you need. As you see right here on the replay, cookies and showtime.
Slammed the lid on the biscuit tin, did Aaron Cook Jr. And he was loving it. Loving it as well. Talking. Here's Asbury. It's inside circle. Oh, gets his rebound and lays it into Caleb Asbury. Hits back.
And again, that's one of those things, another offensive rebound. And if you think about it, if the Taranaki Airs right now can control that, they are probably ahead in this game.
Here's Stroud getting amongst it. Timmins with the 7th rebound. Quick pass to Boone. Boone works inside the paint, can't float it in. Timmins was bearing down on that rebound.
I was ready for that. I thought that was highlight central.
Boone will settle for the deep 3. Off the board and out of it. Moores comes up with the rebound. Here's Cook Jr. Stroud fires the ball into the corner for Adam. Moores. Cook Jr. again. Here's Moores along the baseline. Shot clock at 7. Posts up against Timmins, looking for space. Spinning. Laying it up, and that's great defense from Sam Timmins.
Yeah, that really is. You know, Moore's had to work really hard to get into the paint, but Sam Timmins, vertical the whole time. Fantastic defense, and really anchoring himself down there and going straight back at him.
Here we see the reverse here. Sam Timmins, his shot doesn't go either. Cook Jr. comes up with it. Brandon Stroud behind the back, looking for room in the paint, falls to the ground. Ball ends up in the hands of Bailey, who lays it in off the board.
Yeah, and that's what Quinton Bailey does so well for this team. He's just really solid in just right place, right time, as he so often is. As another wee steal. Asbury doesn't like it though.
Definitely not. Here's Cook, fires the ball out to Adam, prolific from three. That one doesn't go, but the offensive rebound there from Bailey, he lays it in. With 24 all suddenly.
And the Southland Sharks want to talk about it too. And again, Quinton Bailey, it's what he does so often, is just come into a game. He's not doing anything special, but it's all of those little things. You see right there, great look from Xavier Adam. Quinton Bailey gets the position on Tobias Cameron, and Jonathan Yim wants to sit down and have a bit of a chat about what's going on.
It feels like the Airs have really come out with some intensity, and that was personified in Cook Jr. stealing the ball off Asbury immediately. What a statement.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also have to point out, as a Tasman Marco fan, I see the fins up, and I'm like, that's a Marco thing. That's a Marco thing. But I'll give love to the Southland Sharks. But you're right. I mean, straight away, this Taranaki Airs team, and like we talked about, if they hang around, if they stick around, who knows come fourth quarter time. So this Southland Sharks team, they need to talk about this quick and try put this game back to bed, shooting 33% from the field right now.
Absolutely. We're talking off here about the depth of this Southland Sharks lineup and how when the fourth quarter comes, that's when it's really going to get tough for the Airs with the players that the Sharks are able to bring on, even without the likes of Ryland Jones and Max Darling.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, guys will come in and make contributions, and even guys that may not play a lot, like Will Ledger, he's going to check into this game. He knows his role, and that's the thing with the Southland Sharks team. They all know their role. They're willing to step up, come in and do their job. But I think they're missing Ryland Jones a wee bit right now, running the point. Caleb Asbury, who's been scoring the ball so prolifically this season, now has to play that point guard role.
Posts up against Green, who is loving the battle. There's another one, Sam Timmins and James Moores. This time Asbury, had an open look, decides to go into the paint and won't quite fall in. Does get the foul call though.
Yeah, it looks like that was maybe a foul on the rebound there, and again, it's Tobias Cameron. It's like we talked about, he's going to come in. You have to put a body on him because he will claw, he will fight every minute, every second of this game. He is having a great start.
We're going to have a talk about it as well. What do you think Coach Yim is saying in that Sharks huddle?
Well, I think right now he's probably drawing attention not to that large cheese pizza. That's for you guys at home to get stuck into. $30. Cheap as chips.
It's a bargain.
It really is. In terms of what Jonathan Yim's talking about this timeout, you can see right now they are not happy. See Keelan Boone a wee bit disconnected. Jonathan Yim not happy at all. I think probably what's happening is allowing the likes of Aaron Cook Jr. to dictate terms a wee bit with his physicality, and then the Taranaki Airs just looking to push the ball a wee bit. Southland Sharks looking a wee bit flat. They were red hot at the start, but now this Taranaki Airs team has settled in. I think it's probably just re-establishing that effort, that energy that has made the Southland Sharks team so dominant so far this year.
Sorry, I'm just salivating looking at that pizza. Use that online code SouthChamp26 valid until Tuesday. So the Airs come back onto the court after a hot start to the second quarter. They were trailed by 4, finished the first quarter pretty well. It was a 10-point lead, I think, early for the Sharks, though.
Yeah, they were rolling. They were shooting the ball well, but the Taranaki Airs have been a bit more connected on defense, not allowing the easy three-pointers as much, and more contested mid-range. But right there, Tukaha Cooper getting straight back downhill. I love that for him.
Yeah, it's a great start. Immediately in the huddle, a lot of encouraging words there. A lot of leadership too. You can see from the likes of Inga, Timmins. And Cooper will head to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line to try and add the extra.
Yeah, and you see right there, it looks like Quake Webster has checked in for Caleb Asbury. Maybe looked like on the bench a wee bit. There were maybe some words said that we love a wee bit of fire, and that's sometimes what you need when you're such a quality team to get back up and in. A wee bit of fire in the belly to get charging again.
See Dane Samuel back on the court as well. Picked up a couple early fouls, including a technical. He brings the ball back. For options over the top to Green. Green in the paint and gets it to go.
Yeah, and a great job there from Green. Sam Timmins was probing with that help a wee bit, but ultimately had the presence of mind to just take his time, shoot that wee turnaround jumper.
Tukaha Cooper finds Sam Timmins. Timmins looking for Tobias Cameron. Pass over the top. Webb's having to jump for it. Here's Timmins from deep. Oh no, the Airs have lost it out of bounds. Competing with one another for the rebound.
Oh, friendly fire is an absolute killer. As we see right there, Jonathan Yim giving some praise, trying to pump up his star players there, sitting on the bench. But yeah, this Taranaki Airs team, the defensive intent in terms of how connected they are has really increased. So I'm liking what they're doing out there.
Timmins finds Cameron. Well, that one off the backboard and not threatening the rim. Here's Cook Jr. Green. Almost loses control of the ball. Finds Samuel. One pass into the pocket for Moores, open three. James Moores can't sink it.
And a great box out there from Braden Inger, and now the Southland Sharks getting to push the ball, settle with a couple of mid-ranges, which I'd like to see them try get into the paint, probe a wee bit, but the Airs are doing a good job of packing it in, as you see there. Another turnover.
Yeah, the pass from Cooper to Timmins along the ground. Was lost over the baseline, so reprieve for the Airs.
Yeah, probably one of those ones, although it was down low, it was available down low, maybe that one you want to throw high. Sam Timmins given that target hand. But again, I think better action there for the Southland Sharks, just didn't quite execute.
Dane Samuel. Nico Hill's on the court. Cook Jr. thinks about the three, gets it to Moores, gets it to Samuel. Samuel will put up a three. And the offensive rebound here for Hill. Trying to get into the paint, moving along the baseline. Made contact with Asbury, couldn't draw the foul, and the Sharks come up with it.
Yeah, Asbury just pulled the chair there, and all of a sudden you're leaving a guy like Keelan Boone open, and that is all he needs. A wee bit of room.
Clinical. There's Keelan Boone from beyond the arc. Cook Jr. up the other end.
And again, it's that quick-fire offense from the Taranaki Airs. They're really getting it up within the first 10 seconds of that shot clock. It's almost like a secondary type transition break, and they're just having so much success with it right now.
Cook Jr.'s got 6 so far as Moores comes up with that rebound. Bringing it back is that Mount. Finds Green. Xavier Green. Puts up the three. Oh, yeah!
And all of a sudden, Nathan, the Taranaki Airs a 1-point lead.
Wow. This is perhaps not what we expected from this contest, as Asbury thinks that the contact is called earlier. 31-30. And this just proving that the Airs record perhaps not representative of the talent they have.
I mean, absolutely not. This Taranaki Airs team, they do have some serious talent. And then with Marcel Jones checking back into the game, he was probably the one that started. He was a bit of a catalyst for this bombard of Taranaki Airs points, and all of a sudden looking really comfortable out there.
Stroud finds Green. Green from deep. Can't make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's one of those ones, a slight heat check, but the Taranaki Airs just getting up and in, making things a wee bit uncomfortable, a wee bit difficult. They sense sniff blood in the water right now, and they're going for it.
Boone, another 3 ball. A little too much on that one, but they come up with the offensive rebound. That's another one for the Sharks. They'll put up a 3 again. Nope. He's Green.
And it's Tobias Cameron again getting that one. That's a good look for Tuka Cooper, and gets a good hand on it in that instance. But again, you see the Taranaki Airs, they're getting into that paint way too easily.
Taranaki Airs 4 from 5 from the free throw line. So not a bad start to Chemistry House free throw line for them. Can't get one to fall in off the board. Tobias Cameron with it. Boone, deep. Oh, Boone.
And that's what he does, Keelan Boone. So often he is electric from 3-point range, and you have to get up and in, not allow him to have a wee sniff of rumors. That is great action there. I like that from the Taranaki Airs from Green.
Xavier Green getting a little hot as well. He's at 2 of his last 3 buckets. Timmins, 33 all. What a treat this game's been so far. Here's Boone again, not quite.
Yeah, a bit of a heat check. I don't mind that from Keelan Boone, but all of a sudden now, the Airs coming back downhill, and another easy bucket there. 20th point in the paint. The Southland Sharks have to do something about this.
Stroud just found a lane there. Just get all the way to the rim. There's Cameron, finds Timmins. Sam Timmins, Cooper. Cooper will put up the three. Tukaha Cooper fighting for it as Boone manages to win that offensive board too. Boone will have another go from beyond the arc. Short. Cooper almost snatching that offensive rebound.
Yeah, and again, those second chance points, but the Taranaki Airs, Keelan Boone, we know he can shoot that one, but a great hand there from the Airs, making it tough. And all of a sudden, another chance to get back into that paint.
Xavier Green finds Samuel. Jones back to Samuel. Samuel's going to put up the three. No one there to collect the rebound.
Yeah, in and out, and you see, in terms of the offensive glass, not too much pressure there from the Taranaki Airs, but again, it's Sam Timmins and Tobias Cameron.
Boone looks outside to Inga. Inga! Oh, we know how good he is from the three-point line. Shot 5 in the last game for 25 points.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we see here, it's those second chance opportunities coming down. Boone with the kick out, and Braden Inga, he can shoot that thing from anywhere, but up top especially, he is dangerous. And the Southland Sharks just clinging on to life. I thought the Taranaki Airs, even though they're not the best offensive rebounding team, the fact that there was nobody near that glass, maybe is it a wee bit of fatigue? So I think maybe that's a good chance for them to reset, have a bit of a breather, and this 5 can come back out and keep trying to put pressure and keep getting up and in the Southland Sharks side.
Yeah, the Southland Sharks team who's dominating on the board and still are, when you look at the stats, 26 rebounds to Taranaki 17. But Taranaki have just been able to get in the paint and put up good looks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what they've done is they've just pushed the tempo a wee bit. Pre-game, I thought maybe they'd want to slow it down a wee bit and not allow the Southland Sharks to get out and running. But that's also maybe a reason why they're not sending as many people to the glass. Try to get out and running, not get that Southland Sharks defense set, but then be able to get back in transition defense. And right now, it's effective. It's working for the Taranaki Airs.
Yeah, putting up 48%, shooting 48% from the field, 14 from 29 shots. Southland slotting just 13 from 40 at 32%. Those are not the stats we're used to seeing from the Southland Sharks outfit. But potentially, are they struggling without Ryland Jones?
Yeah, I think the fact that's your floor general, and what he does, it goes beyond more than just what you see on the stat sheet. He generates offense, he gets things going, and right now, especially with this Cook Jr. Asbury battle getting quite fiery, could take Caleb Asbury out of his game a wee bit.
Green floats it up. Another one falls for the Airs. They are humming with ball in hand.
Yeah, and being so effective coming off on-ball screens as Keelan Boone, a great look. And again, it's Tobias Cameron. And now all of a sudden you go back down to Sam Timmins in the post, settle things down a bit.
Inga to the rim, lays it in off the board. Southland Sharks, while they've had more than enough possession to be leading this game by a significant margin, just haven't made the most of all those offensive rebounds. They did on that occasion. Here's Cook Jr. from beyond the arc, bounces out. But the Airs, sounds strange to say, they've just been way more clinical with ball in hand.
Yeah, they really have been. I think they've just disrupted the Southland Sharks flow a wee bit, settling a wee bit right now, a wee bit the Southland Sharks. We know they can shoot the three, but I love this from Keelan Boone, looking to attack, because right now, although the Sharks were starting around 50% from three, they've now gone to 25, shooting 5 of 20.
Boone's got 13 points as Green has a go from beyond the arc, front four. Timmins with the rebound. Timmins all behind the back, ends up hitting the floor, gives a pass away to Webster. And they're going to wipe the floor.
Yeah, fair enough. Too great awareness there from Marty Davison. Nothing worse than let that roll out. Someone slips and hurts. But one thing I keep drawing attention to whenever I watch Southland Sharks play, Jonathan Yim's got drip.
He does.
That man is dripped out on every occasion. See the orange Nikes to match the shirt? Man's on point.
I want to know how much he spends each year on these outfits, because they are brilliant. He's easily the best dressed coach in the NBA. I reckon if I was a coach of another team, I'd be intimidated by it.
Absolutely, I would be too. And that's a great move there from Tobias Cameron. The wee Pinoy step, getting up and through. Great wee finish. He's having a heck of a game so far and is injecting energy that is well needed with 6.6 rebounds right now.
8 to go in the first half. It'll be a corner 3 opportunity for the Airs. Won't fall. Sharks with the rebound and won't be able to get anything to finish off the half, but it is the Southland Sharks with a 5-point lead heading into halftime, 42-37. And we might have something to go here.
Yeah, I think the Taranaki is trying to get a wee BNZ player timeout in time, so we'll just have to see if they have managed to sneak in. As the two referees talking about it. Looks like we got a bit of time left. We got more first half basketball to go.
.4 on the clock. No, 4 seconds.
Not opting for the timeout either.
Quick inbound ball. Picked up by the Sharks, and that'll do us. 42-37. The Southland Sharks heading into halftime with a 5-point lead. Stick with us on Sky Sport. We'll be back with second half action and some stats in just a few minutes. So stick with us. Southland Sharks are leading the Taranaki Airs 42-37 after 2 quarters of action. A game which beforehand you might have thought would have been one-way traffic, given how the Southland Sharks have been playing 10 wins on the bounce. But the Taranaki Airs have been sticking with them. My name's Nathan Lim, alongside me is former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. Tom, what have you seen from the first half that's impressed you about the way the Airs have come into this game?
I think the physicality has been the big thing to me. You know, they've been up to the challenge. I've been really impressed with Aaron Cook Jr.'s energy, as we see here, the Chemist Warehouse stats. But I think it's been collective. You know, the Southland Sharks, they started out really hot through Asbury in particular. Boone has been shooting really well, but I think what the Airs have given in the physicality aspect has been fantastic. You see Stroud and Green, I really like what they've created with their offense in terms of attacking to the hoop. Marcel Jones has offered a lot as well off the bench for this Taranaki Airs side. And Tobias Cameron has been someone right now who I think is actually doing such a massive job in keeping this Airs team afloat. As you see both him and Sam Timmins doing an incredible job on the boards, because the only thing that is really keeping the Southland Sharks ahead right now is those rebounds. You see this disparity right now between the two teams.
Yeah, I mean, 31 rebounds to Taranaki 17. They should be leading by more, but they're only shooting 36% from the field compared to Taranaki's 44. We've seen the Airs, you know, get into the paint a lot, and they're converting when they do have opportunities.
Yeah, they really are. And they're trying to push the tempo early, not allow that Southland Sharks defense to get set. In particular, Sam Timmins is that anchor down low, and they're having a lot of success pushing that tempo, getting easy buckets. And I think right now, the Southland Sharks, they have a lot to talk about, and they need to up the energy because they do not want this thing to get close.
Take a look at the points. Keelan Boone leading the way for the Southland Sharks with 13. Caleb Asbury has 10. And then for Taranaki, Brandon Stroud has 10. He's in double digits. We'll be back with the second half of action in just a few moments. It is the Southland Sharks leading the Taranaki Airs 42-37 in Invercargill. The Southland Sharks are bearing down on their 11th straight victory, but the Taranaki Airs are putting up one hell of a fight in this first half. It's 42-37. The Airs only trailing by 5 in Invercargill. My name is Nathan Lim, alongside me, former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. Tom, we've seen two very different performances because the Southland Sharks have been dominating around the board. 31 rebounds to the Airs 17, but shooting just 36% from the field. Not the usual clinical attack that we see from the Sharks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you put that down to the Taranaki Airs' physicality in terms of guarding the ball and then ensuring they're deep in rotations. I think they didn't guard the three-point line very effectively in the first few minutes, but all of a sudden there's clearly been a concerted effort after their first time out to guard that three-point line, not allow them easy looks, because whenever there's been an easy look, the Southland Sharks have tended to capitalise, but the Airs are doing a great job, but do need to clean up their defensive glass for them, as the Southland Sharks, they are rolling down the glass end.
Yeah, we said before the game that the Airs would want to make this a physical, niggly battle and not give the Sharks that space, as you just sort of alluded to. Are they doing that so far?
Yeah, I think so. And I think in particular they've targeted certain people. Look at Caleb Asprey right there. Still has 10 points, but also has 3 turnovers to go with his name as well. So I think they are definitely doing that, and that's been spearheaded by Aaron Cook Jr. I'm loving the physicality he's bringing. In terms of the box score, currently sitting 6 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. But what he's bringing is so much more. And right now, just giving the Southland Sharks team a wee bit of a fright.
Keelan Boone, who's been hot from beyond the arc, 13 points at the moment, plus 6 rebounds. Sam Timmins sitting on 10 in the first 2 quarters. How big was it, I suppose, for the Airs losing Dane Samuel early with picking up a couple of fouls?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big loss, but I guess the good thing for Dane is there's going to be a bit of gas in the tank for him to be able to go at the end of the game. And the beauty of it too is Marcel Jones stepped right in, got a nice wee layup to start, and then hit a 3. So it's those contributions, guys, off the bench. It's going to be massive for the Taranaki Airs too, especially as we get down the stretch, as we know how deep the Southland Sharks team is, even with both Ryland Jones and Max Darling out.
Yeah, potentially an opportunity for some of those Rapid League players to really step up in the latter stages of this game. Think about Quinton Bailey, Luca Vale. We've seen Xavier Adam, and I think Nico Hill also got on the court, so potentially a few more minutes for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is the beauty of Rapid League again, right? You got these guys that have, you know, had a wee bit of a run around. They've got their legs underneath them, because sometimes it can be a wee bit tricky if you're not really playing and then you check in for 1 or 2 minutes at a time. You get your legs in, then all of a sudden you're subbing out. But that's what Rapid League brings. It gives you a chance to settle into a night of basketball, essentially. So those guys are ready to go and are making solid contributions out there.
Is it draining? Like, obviously you're getting to the court early, you're playing a full Rapid League game to then be thrust into, you know, quite a high pressure situation in terms of the Souths NBL, and we're talking in the latter stages of games as well. Is it quite mentally draining as a player?
I mean, yeah, to an extent when you get down the back end, but I think it works both ways in the sense of if you are someone that plays a lot in the Souths NBL game, it definitely can be, because you've got 2, I guess, games to focus on and think about. But I think if you're a guy that's sitting a bit further down the end of the bench and you might see 3 to 5 minutes a game, I find it to be very beneficial. So let's see if it's beneficial for them.
Here's Aaron Cook Jr. Made a stellar start to the second quarter, an immediate steal and a layup, but starts this third quarter in possession to the Taranaki Airs. There's Samuel from beyond the arc.
And a great hit there from Dane Samuel. The Southland Sharks, they're going to allow the Taranaki Airs to shoot threes. We know they don't shoot the 3 particularly well, but Dane Samuel is more than capable of lighting it up.
Yeah, the Southland Sharks shooting at 37% from 3. That's first in the competition. The Taranaki Airs to 28%. That's last. Caleb Asprey puts it in off the board. Boy, I thought that didn't look like a good shot, but he just laid it in easily.
Yeah, no, really did it. Aaron Cook Jr. had a bit of a laugh. He wanted maybe the flop call. But yeah, Caleb Asprey's taken that task personally. And then Aaron Cook Jr. just a wee bit too up and in. But there's a wee bit of heat in that matchup there, and I love it.
I was going to say, it's been really entertaining watching those two go head to head. Because obviously at the start of the second, it was Asprey who Cook Jr. stole the ball off immediately. and got talking as well. He was animated.
Yeah, I like it from Cook Jr. because I think Caleb Asbury's been so effective, so why not try throw him off his game? Because if he starts going wayward, it could really affect the Southland Sharks' chances.
Here is Cook Jr. He's double teamed here, gets it to Green in the pocket. Green finds Moores, cross to Stroud. Over the top, spinning is Samuel. Back to Stroud. That was a ridiculous pass. Here's Cook Jr. Now Stroud's unmarked from 3. Oh, yeah, with the shot clock expiring too.
That is butter. Darnay Samuel throwing out some Luka Doncic type behavior, and it looks like a technical foul. Maybe go on Aaron Cook Jr. So that battle is really getting feisty between those two. And Marty Davison has seen enough.
Caleb Asbury back at the free throw line, makes it 7 from 9 from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. The game so far for the Sharks, who now lead by 3, lead by 5 at the break. The inbound from Asbury to Cooper. Timmins. Asbury looking for a lane, driving it up to the board and laying it in. Caleb Asbury, good start to the third quarter.
Yeah, and that's one of those things in terms of Jonathan Yim benched Asbury quite early a couple of times, but as you often do with your star players, just light a fire, that's what you got to do.
Meanwhile, up the other end, it's Cook Jr. trying to respond, can't do so.
Yeah, and the Sharks doing a better job. We know the Airs had success pushing the balls. We see right here, just good breakdown, good awareness from Cooper to pull that out. Asbury getting downhill, but the Sharks looked a whole lot more connected in that defensive position there.
Sam Timmins gives it to Asbury, who's got a head full of steam. Asbury again gets up in the air. He's flying.
And that is a tough finish, and Caleb Asbury is a man on a mission right now. We know Cook Jr. might have been trying to throw him off a wee bit, as we look right there. Some extracurriculars. We love it. That is a tough finish, and man, the Southland Sharks crowd is letting the Airs hear it right now.
Caleb Asbury, make no mistake, him walking through the Airs huddle was not an accident. With his arms raised like, I'm innocent.
There is no chance but you got to talk your stuff when it's rolling, like it is for Caleb Asbury right now. He's feeling good about himself, going straight through, all of a sudden up to 16 points and feeling really good about himself. But the Taranaki Airs just a chance to reset, just settle things a wee bit, because the Southland Sharks team, you know, when they get a wind under their sails, it is hard to stop.
The Southland Sharks, not a bad start to this third quarter at all. 8-6, and Caleb Asbury has come out like a man on a mission. He's got 18 points so far for the fixture, and looks like he's only just getting started. Not afraid to run it into the paint, but we've seen him convert from beyond the arc as well. Got to figure out a way to shut him down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be by committee. You're seeing him start to get a lot of on-ball type action with Sam Timmins, so there has to be bodies. But it is hard, because as soon as Sam Timmins starts rolling, that's a big target to pass the ball to.
Speaking of big targets, here's Darnay Samuel. Boone guarding him. Spin into the paint, lays it in off the ball. That's nice from Darnay Samuel.
Yeah, and I love that from the Taranaki Airs too. Darnay Samuel. Oh, no.
Oh, he's been called for the yap.
And he is out of this game, and I apologize to the viewers who probably looked at what happened on the screen there.
He's having words with someone in the crowd. This is bizarre. He's been shepherded away. Darnay Samuel, well, he's lost his cool here.
Yeah, well,
still talking.
He certainly doesn't mind a bit of bants, old Darnay, but on this occasion, that'll be his night. After 2 technical fouls, he'll be getting ejected from this game.
Utterly bizarre. They've got under his skin. Exited the game. flipped someone off and then had words with someone in the crowd.
Oh, I was about to say great finish. I hope we're not going to the replay of the other bit, but we'll stick with that replay because that was a heck of a move from Darnay Samuel.
I'm lost for words. That's a coach killer, really, for the Airs, losing him when they're already struggling with the rebounding. I mean, as Cook Jr. gets a steal, and Cook Jr. answers back for the Airs. Will be a struggle now without Samuel.
Yeah, it will be, but also that's the other thing. This game's starting to get a wee bit of heat in it, and if I'm a Taranaki Air, I'm loving that. I think the more chippier this game gets, the more chance we have to win.
Tukaha Cooper from beyond the arc. Can't make it count. Green with the rebound. 3 points the difference. Here's Cook Jr. getting up to the board. Puts a shoulder into Asbury. Gives him a spray as he walks past. Oh, this game's got a bit of heat.
Let's go. I am here for this. Caleb Asbury and Aaron Cook Jr.
Oh, now there's contact. No, I don't want your hand up, mate.
This is fantastic. but like we keep talking about, if you're the Taranaki Airs, you just got to keep going. Why not? Try and make this game as chippy and as ugly as possible. And right now,
they're still going. Cook Jr.'s gone onto the bench. He's still yapping as he walks off. Asbury wants none of it.
It's a reality TV show-like behaviour going on here.
Oh, new bombshells entered the villa. His name is Aaron Cook Jr. We just had a bombshell exit the villa too. His name was Darnay Samuel. Oh. Caleb Asbury, let's do the talking with the basketball.
Oh, I got to take a breath.
James Moores lays it in from under the rim, and the Airs are back in the lead.
It is all happening, and the Taranaki Airs, we thought maybe the Southland Sharks had some wind in their sails, but now the Airs, they are back up and into it.
Caleb Asbury flings the pass out to Cooper. Well, this game really means something now. Timmins is short. Boone comes up with the offensive board. Pass over the top to Asbury. Asbury flings the ball back to Boone. Boone will settle for the three. It'll rim out.
Yeah, and again, this is one of those things now. The Sharks just looking a wee bit disjointed as we get a good push here from the Airs. And a bit dysfunctional. Going back to the free throw line.
Stroud, well, had the denial, but he will get a couple of goes from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
I'll tell you what, we are 3 minutes and 59 seconds into the third quarter. It's got a bit of everything.
One of the great third quarters so far. We've had someone ejected. They're having a fight with someone in the crowd. Then the 2 point guards have a go at each other. And the coach has to pull one of them off. They keep yapping.
And I tell you what too, Southland faithful, the Southland crowds, they love their Southland teams and they love their Southland Sharks. So as soon as there's a bit of chip in the air, you know for a fact ILT Stadium will be getting up.
Stroud wants it too. He's calling for the crowd to talk more after slotting that free throw. The Airs are up 2, away from home, and they're loving the adversity. Here's Cooper driving into the paint. Can't get it to fall, but another offensive board for the Sharks. Ball's back in the hands of Tukaha Cooper. Cooper crosses over Morse, lays it in.
Great move there from Tukaha Cooper in terms of having the patience, presence of mind, game's getting a wee bit chippy, but just takes a breath, evaluates the floor. Love how he came to 2 and finished through traffic.
Here's Stroud. It's the ball out to Moores. I had an open 3 opportunity, decides to spin into the paint, and Timmins is giving him some eyes.
Yeah, it is from all angles, and now Tobias Cameron looking to push the ball back. We are all go.
Boone to Cooper, finds a lane, go outside, corner 3, Enger is good for 3.
And that's fantastic play there from Tukaha Cooper. Didn't settle for the three, got back into the paint, drew the two defenders, had Inga sitting, waiting in the corner. That's great basketball from Tukaha Cooper.
Brandon Stroud. Stroud will have a go from beyond the arc. Too much on it. Boone with the rebound. Sharks up three, will bring it back. Chance to extend this gap. Cameron finding a lane, in off the board.
Great job there from Tobias Cameron. Took his time, seen the defender was all the way in front, but just come to that stop, just enough to bump off, but not get the offensive foul, and a great finish. I'm loving what Tobias Cameron's bringing in this game.
Stroud, oh, nice ball in to Moores, can't get it to fall. Boone with another rebound. Timmins getting in the paint. Boone is going to look for him. No, can't quite drop it in. The foul is called.
And it looks like Green there giving the ref a thumbs up, like, yep, got him on that occasion. But again, put that down to Sam Timmins. Only 4 points, but man, he is making his mark on the glass. Already 11 rebounds. And it's just continuing to put pressure on this Taranaki Airs team in terms of crashing those boards. But he'll have a breather right now. No, he won't. He'll stay in the game.
Well, he's right into this contest as Sam Timmins.
Well, the thing too, they're already in the penalty with that Darnay Samuel ejection with the foul. 5-team foul. So now every time the Sharks get fouled, they'll be shooting free throws. So that's a massive thing for the Southland Sharks.
Don't forget, every free throw contributes to the Hoops and Schools program. Use that QR code to find out more. Get some hoops at your school. Southland and Otago, it's your turn. Get amongst them. As Timmins slots the second. Brendan Stroud bringing it back. The difference is 6. This game really heating up as Asbury cops a bit of contact. It's all legal though, says the match officials, and slotting it through is Nico Hill. Yeah, great job there from Nico Hill, coming off aggressively, and a great job there from Stroud in terms of separating the defender. And now all of a sudden, Keelan Boone with an open look. Keelan Boone, who's scored well tonight. Inga, losing it inbound. Oh, what a pass back in, Pounds. Caleb Asbury fires it back to Inga. Can he complete the play? Just short. Yeah, and Inga feeling good about himself with that play. Thought he maybe had the quick three, but just a bit short on that occasion. Green with the ball to Bailey. Now from beyond the arc, just short there for Hill. Yeah, and Quinton Bailey having good awareness, past didn't quite get executed. A bit short on that one on that occasion from Nico Hill, and now all of a sudden Southland Sharks another chance to try extend this lead. Asbury gets it to Boone. Boone from deep. Too much on it. Green wrestling for the rebound with Cameron. Gosh, that's a good battle. Inga comes up with it. Now the deflection away from Bailey. Asbury. Corner three opportunity for the Sharks. Tobias Cameron. And I think the thing about this, if you look at everyone's demeanor, probably the most physical and maybe the most strongest guy out there is Tobias Cameron, but nothing phases him, as we see in Green returning for the Airs. It's blow for blow. It is all happening, but I think the biggest thing right now, if you're the Southland Sharks, you've got to look at Tobias Cameron's demeanor, and he's not phased by any of this, and I think that's a big thing, because right now there's a few people that are getting phased as he fires another one. That one just a little bit too much on it. Here's with a chance to tighten this gap to 1. That one won't go. Sharks with the rebound. Yeah, and maybe a wee bit early there. And this is the thing, when a game's as heated like this one is, sometimes you do get a wee bit of a rush of blood to the head, get a wee heat check, but a bit short on that occasion. Boone looking for a lane, gets into the paint. There's a bit of contact. Yeah, and the Airs not agreeing with it, but I mean, Quinton Bailey looked like he had one hand down that instance. Boone was able to get the contact. If you're just joining us and wondering, who's my favourite player? Darnay Samuel. He's been ejected from the game, couple of technical fouls. It'll be the Sharks who have definitely had the edge around the board. Boone with the opportunity to add to this lead from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. A lot more work potentially for the likes of Quinton Bailey in terms of the physicality of this game without a Darnay Samuel. Yeah, absolutely. But Quinton Bailey, you know, he's a guy that's not going to take a backward step. He offers a nice calming presence, I think, for this Taranaki is in a game that is certainly
not lacking too much calm, that's for sure.
Well, it's not just the players going at it head-to-head because the crowd are involved too. The crowd are letting all the players know, and we saw they got under Dane Samuel's skin as well.
I feel like we had a malice in the palace. Was about to start all over again.
Bailey outside, the three opportunity for the Airs. Well, that one's well short, and trying to just get the rebound there, and Hill is just trying to diffuse things there with Asprey, who's had a lot to say.
Hey, why not? Get in the good books. I mean, certainly a bit of animosity out there, so good to see a wee bit of love too.
Stroud receives the pass. Stroud is going to put up a corner three. Oh yeah, Stroud tightens the gap.
Whew, that is a tough hit from Stroud. Great defense from Tobias Cameron, but ultimately better offense.
Sam Timmins posted up against Bailey. Asprey with a bit of space, gets into the paint, tries to float it up, won't go. And it is Bailey with the rebound. Gives it to Stroud. The pass goes straight into Tobias Cameron. Cameron's going to run it back. He's got options too. The alley-oop over to Asprey. Falls for Timmins, and Timmins lays it in on the board.
Yeah, and there, shoulder check. Tobias Cameron has just put Stroud.
And then goes back for high fives. Yeah, boys, don't worry, I got it.
Yeah,
Can we get a replay? Well, here's a floater up to, ended up with Timmins, and then Cameron, trying to get round him, I think, with Stroud, and was not afraid to use that physicality. More physicality there on Stroud, and Stroud has something to say.
Yeah, and I mean, that's that one. It's up and in right now, and we don't mind it for sure. I think for the Southland Sharks, it's not the end of the world because you're not in the penalty, so that physicality isn't the end of the world. Tobias Cameron isn't in foul trouble, so I don't mind him getting up there, but now it's time to lock in, play some defense.
Here's down 5. Stroud. Ball is stripped away from him. Asprey loses it out of bounds, but the foul is called.
Yeah, and that's a big foul, and that's the type of ones you cannot afford because now Caleb Asprey gets a chance to stop the clock. Both teams to take a breath, but Caleb Asprey gets a chance to shoot 2 free throws and continue to up his scoring tally.
41 seconds to go in this third quarter, which has not been short of intensity and excitement. Players stirring the pot. Asprey will shoot from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. If you want to get involved with the Hoops for Schools program, get some hoops for your school, use that QR code on the screen. Southland and Otago, it's your turn, so get amongst it. And Asprey makes it 2 from 2. The difference is 7. Stroud bringing it back up the court with pace. Pulls up for the 3. Short. Falls for the Sharks, and a chance to extend this lead further. Cooper finding a lane. Gives the ball out to Cameron. Boone, unmarked 3. Kalen Boone rims out. Asprey with the rebound. A chance to reset. Cameron will have a go from 3. That one short. Boone almost comes up with a rebound again. Foul is called, and Caleb Asprey, as we're used to seeing in this game, is pumped up.
Yeah, and I think, and Kalen Boone, he's someone obviously we know he's been shooting the ball from 3, but has also been rebounding the ball really well too. Currently up to 9 rebounds, but again, him crashing the glass, putting pressure on Xavier Adam, the smaller Xavier Adam in that instance, able to get the foul, and now Southland Sharks, because of those early fouls from the Taranaki Airs, it's a chance for them to get back into the penalty, get back to the free throw line, and just extend that lead a bit more.
Kalen Boone, he's got 16 points for the game. Caleb Asprey's up to 10. He is cooking. Up to 20. Pardon me. 16 seconds left. Chance for the Airs to finish the quarter strongly. They're down 9. Ideally like to cut into that before the fourth quarter begins. And it is Stroud who's done a lot of the work offensively for this team. Tobias Cameron clapping, making sure he's making eye contact with Stroud as he does so.
And it looks like we got a technical foul. Run it up. Add it to the collection.
Well, you gotta love the heat. Jones is into the game. Timmins is now having a conversation with the match official. 3 seconds on the clock. Stroud's gonna shoot free throws.
And again, that's one of those ones you like the chip. And then Stroud is still talking as well. So 3 seconds, and a big play here, a chance for the Taranaki Airs to just decrease that lead, just that wee bit, and get a wee bit of momentum going into the fourth.
Three seconds on the clock. The difference is 8. Who's going to finish things off here? It's Jones from beyond the arc. Jones hits it too, tightens the gap to 5. And what a fourth quarter we've got coming up here on Sky Sport.
Oh, if you are not tuned in, make sure you get tuned in. Get everyone that's not watching it right now, because we have a ball game on our hands with a wee bit of feeling in it too.
The buckets are falling, the mouths are running, and we've got plenty of action to come in this fourth quarter. Stick with us on Sky Sport. It's Sharks 69, Airs 64. You're tuned into an absolute belter of an NBL match on your Thursday night. The Southland Sharks leading the Taranaki Airs 69-64. We've got a lot of players in foul trouble. We've already seen Dane Samuel ejected for a couple of technicals. And it'll be the Airs with first possession. Stroud putting up a 3, tightening the margin immediately. What a finish, and he's talking. He's still talking, Brandon Stroud.
Yeah, it is happening. Stroud getting right up and in, and there is a lot of foul trouble here. Cook Jr. out on the floor. He has 4 fouls right now. Tobias Cameron sitting on the bench with 4 fouls after that technical.
Inga, open look from 3. He's not the man you want to leave open.
And again, that's that getting into rotation. The Taranaki Airs getting into the paint and allowing those kicks. Great extra. Braden Inga wide open.
And so Cook Jr. sitting on 4 fouls. Stroud on 2. Xavier Green on 3. Then for the Sharks, as Cook Jr. puts up a 3. Whoa, what a treat we're getting to start this fourth quarter. The margin is 2.
And some feeling in this game, and neither team is backing down. Cook Jr. not known for hitting a lot of 3s, but able to step up on that occasion.
So Tobias Cameron on 4 fouls for the Sharks. Asbury on 3. We'll see the Sharks with the ball in hand. Hot start for the Airs in this fourth quarter. Timmins, it's crowded there in the paint. Can't get it to fall off the board.
Great job there from the Taranaki Airs in terms of collapsing on Sam Timmins. He poses a massive threat down low, and now the Airs get to get out and run again.
Aaron Cook Jr. finds Jones from beyond the arc, and Jones slots another one. Oh my goodness me, the Airs.
The Taranaki Airs finished with a Marcel Jones 3 and have just come out and gone bang, 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 and all of a sudden, a 1-point lead.
Tell you what, we could be looking at an absolute shock here as Asbury puts up an air ball from beyond the arc.
And this is just like we talked about for the Taranaki Airs. If you try and make this uncomfortable, which they certainly have done, a bit of an ill-advised shot there from Caleb Asbury, but he gets the steal,
Picked up from Asbury, pulls up for the three, makes it count. Oh my goodness me.
Wow, that's one of those ones you're like, terrible, great shot. Caleb Asbury, that takes some big kahunas on that one.
Green, deep two, the mid-range falls, and the scoring just won't stop. We're locked up at 75 all. The difference was it 5 at the start of the fourth quarter? The Airs have come out on an absolute heater. That hasn't stopped the Sharks getting a couple of good looks.
No, absolutely not. In terms of that Caleb Asbury three, wow. To come down your one-on-one, stop and say, actually, I'm gonna pop this with you right in my face. And now Keelan Boone straight back to the line. He's been really effective, I think, in the second half. Obviously, we know he can shoot the three, but he's really starting to make his presence felt in terms of his ability to get to the free throw line, and will now shoot 2 more.
Well, forget second versus 8th on the ladder. This is personal now. The amount of chirping that we've seen from both of these sides, they are in each other's faces. They are talking smack, and they are trying to get under one another's skin. Well, we're not used to seeing this in New Zealand sport, and this is the kind of spice you get when you bring in these American imports, and you got to say we're loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. Love a bit of feeling in a game, and right now we are certainly seeing no shortage of that.
Green, picked off by Boone. Boone on the fast break. He's going to take it to the rim, just lay it in, and converts as well, Keelan Boone.
And Keelan Boone's been a real calming presence. You know, this is a guy that when things get chippy, he's not the type of one to get going as Cook Jr.
Oh, off the board. He drew the foul anyway. He's happy about it. Head to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Well, I want to see Cook Jr. guarding Asbury again in this fourth quarter, because Cook Jr. actually had to be taken out of the game. They were talking so much smack to one another.
Yeah, they were going back and forth, and that's a tough finish. But going back to, is he short on that one? But going back to Keelan Boone, this game's got chippy. There's been a lot of people, but Keelan Boone's a guy that's been pretty even-keeled this entire way throughout. 3 of 12 right now from 3, so he's cooled off a wee bit, but he's just calmed that down by getting back to the free throw line and settling things down a wee bit.
And Keelan Boone, he's got 17 points, 10 rebounds, so he's been incredibly efficient as well. Timmins. It's deep to Cooper. Cooper getting into the paint. Gives the ball out to Inga. Inga, mid-range 2. Won't fall. Coming up with the rebound is Stroud. Stroud behind the back. Oh, that's nice. Getting into the paint. Draws the foul from Inga.
And a great job there. A bit of a long rebound. The Southland Sharks, they're trying to put pressure on the offensive glass because they've had so much success in doing so. But obviously that leaves you a bit exploited down the other end in terms of that transition defense, and Stroud has done such a good job all game of being able to push the tempo up. And it looks like we may have a bit of an injury, which you hate to see.
And Cooper getting a bit of help there too from Green, which is good to see considering the heat between the teams. It's going to be help from the court, potentially an ankle or a knee there. That's not what you want to see.
Nah, and I hope it's not too serious, because, you know, Tukaha Cooper has had an incredible couple of years, really breaking onto the scene with the Southland Sharks properly last year, getting that Breakers deal, and then this season has been such a prominent part in the Southland Sharks side, so you just really hope that that's not a serious injury.
Stroud from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. This one's short.
7 of 11 right now, the Taranaki Airs from the free throw line, so Stroud will be looking to capitalise on this one.
Stroud is short again. Well, that would have tied things up if he slotted both of those, but instead Asbury will have a chance to bring it back down the court. Cook Jr.'s guarding him. Want to stick with him too. Asbury marshalling the troops. Looks to Boone. Junior switches on to him, but gets a pass away to Timmins. Timmins can't lay it in. Fighting for the rebound is Stroud. They've really stepped up around the board in the second half of Taranaki, as Cook Jr. pulls up for the 3.
And again, one of those heat check ones, feeling good about himself, as Keelan Boone's coming right back. Oh. Take a breath, fellas. Take a breath. Right now, they're getting him up like wildfire. and they're certainly not slowing down, pulling the chair in that instance.
A lot of time to go in this game as Stroud loses his footing and then is crowded.
Yeah, as you see right there, Stroud just losing it. Well, I think both teams right now, obviously we've talked about the heat in this game, but I like right there, even though Sam Timmins missed that, just the action the Southland Sharks got through. You got back to Sam Timmins getting a nice seal. I think Taranaki they've had success pushing it, but if you're the Southland Sharks, I think really capitalise, because you've got so many offensive weapons, and when you're getting up shots so quickly and you're really buying into the heat of this game, you're not getting the looks that you're accustomed to, which plays into the Taranaki Airs' hands.
It's Caleb Asbury with juniors on him, looking for another steal. Asbury, long two, slots it too.
Yeah, great look there from Caleb Asbury, and again, a quick offense, but I just think that's a bit better. You're playing what the defense gives you rather than trying to force up a quick three like they have been in these instances.
Cook Jr. replies from similar range. He's just short.
Yeah, he has been short on a couple now. You've got to wonder, maybe is that fatigue starting to kick in? But again, only 5 minutes left, so they'll be trying to hold on.
Timmins gives it to Asbury. Caleb Asbury over the top, and Green getting in there and disrupting the pass that was intended for Cameron. The Sharks get the ball back. And
Cook's doing a really good job. Currently sitting on 4 fouls, has done for the whole quarter, but has done a really good job playing without fouling. As you see right now, the Sharks going straight back to Sam Timmins, try to slow it down.
And Timmins doing what Sam Timmins does, which is getting to the board and laying it in. 6 the difference now. Would have probably helped to settle things here for the Sharks after that flurry of three-point shooting we saw early in the quarter. Green finds Moores. Moores looking for a bit of room, gets into the paint, steps back and banks.
Yeah, and a big-time hit there from Moores with only his 4th point of the evening. So Sam Timmins getting the better of that matchup, but Sam Timmins not really scoring the ball, but having a massive impact on the boards.
Is Boone. Gives it to Timmins. Timmins looks outside to Boone. Boone might have had a foot on the line there, but doesn't fall anyway. Cameron competing for the rebound and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and as Tobias Cameron has done so well this whole game, unable to pull that one in, but just continuing to put pressure on the glass, especially from that guard position, has been massive for the Southland Sharks outfit.
Here's Aaron Cook Jr., who's been explosive, 14 points. Plenty of chirp. Gives it to Moores. Moores can't float it in.
And it's not a bad look, and it's one of those nights for James Moores a wee bit shooting the rock. So, but who knows? There's still 3 minutes 40. Plenty of chance for him to still make his mark on this game.
Asbury, well, looking for options, and Cook Jr. in there with another steal. Oh, behind the back pass to Moores, and Moores lays it in.
Yeah, and a great job there. Cook Jr. still getting up and in, even with that foul trouble. Great steal, and then Moores with the tough finish over Timmins.
The difference is 2. Asbury looks for the 3 ball, rims out. Airs have a chance to level it, or perhaps even go ahead. Here's Green, finds Stroud. Stroud gets it back to Jones, and Jones in off the board. We're all square.
And that's one of those ones. Caleb Asbury, we know he's still had an incredible game, 25 points. But at this stage in the game, I think the Southland Sharks can get better looks. You can still play through Sam Timmins, get the ball moving side to side. And now you've got the Taranaki Airs out and running. And that's all a team like the Airs need. And now the Southland Sharks' 10-game winning streak is in a wee bit of jeopardy.
Well, what do you think the coaches will be saying to both teams? I mean, we're all square, but there is so much heat out on the court. There is the potential in this final minutes for a few of these players to let the blood get to their heads. Do you think the coaches will be urging calm?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've obviously had a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling in this game, which as a spectator we love, but as a coach you love it to an extent, but you need to make sure that when it comes down to business time, are we executing our stuff? Are we trying to get through our offense? I think the Southland Sharks have been guilty of throwing up a few too many quick shots. It hasn't been falling for them tonight, shooting the 3 ball at 24%. So when it's not going well, get to some offense get to some sets that you know you're going to get a great look, or an easy bucket, because the reality is there's so many offensive weapons on that floor. And if you're the Taranaki Airs, I think you just keep pushing it down their throat. Keep trying to make this game as uncomfortable as possible.
Caleb Asbury has put this team on his back, 25 points. He's been into the chirpy nature of this contest. Kevin Boone contributing 20 and 11 rebounds. Here is Asbury, finds Timmins, just has so many options for scoring potential. Here's one of those, Keelan Boone from deep. Jones with the rebound. The Airs with the chance to edge in front. Nice ball over to Cook. Cook finds Jones. Jones is going to have a go from three. Marcel Jones! Wow. Massive last 2.5 minutes in this contest. Timmins picks up a loose pass from Asbury. Over the top to Boone. Looking on the outside to Tobias Cameron, who's been into it. In the paint, Cameron. Oh, too long. Are the Airs going to come up with it? Who's going to get the inbound ball?
The Taranaki Airs are going to get it back, and Marcel Jones is turning back the clock in this second half, in particular into the third and fourth quarter. He is on a heater right now.
Cook Jr. looking for a lane, gets it outside to Moores. Unguarded three, James Moores!
And like we talked about, one of those nights for James Moores, but he has just come out in this last wee bit and made his mark on this game.
Caleb Asbury, ball outside to Cameron. Tobias Cameron rims out. Inga with the rebound, another offensive board for the Sharks. Boone, he's been hot from three. Moores almost comes up with it, and so do the Airs. 6 points the difference. Cook Jr., they've just got to close this out. 96 seconds. Cook Jr. gives the ball to Moores. Moores loses it. The Sharks running it back up the court. Boone gives it to Asbury. Pulls up for the three. Oh, it's out. Timmins with the rebound. Intercepted by the Airs. Ball's with Stroud. 70 seconds to go. 6 points the difference. Cook Jr. This battle with Asbury has been an all-timer. Gets a nice ball to Moores, lays it in off the board. The difference is 9. And this winning streak for the Southland Sharks might be about to crack.
It really has, and I tell you what, and Marcel Jones is also talking to the crowd now too, and I tell you what, if you have had the fourth quarter like Marcel Jones has had, you have every right. So right now, I mean, this Taranaki Airs team, we talk pre-game, you want to make it ugly, and the Southland Sharks team, they've brought in a wee bit to that ugliness, and it's not the usual style of basketball we're used to. And I think if you look back at this, not having Ryland Jones as that calming point guard influence in this situation, I think has really hurt the Southland Sharks, because they've just lacked someone to really control things and just settle things down, because right now it looks like the Taranaki Airs are going to run away with a massive upset.
Well, still a bit of time to go. 8 points the margin though, and this is a Southland Sharks team we're used to seeing put up 95 plus a game. Only put up 82. So the Airs have really relished this adversity, this animosity with the crowd. They've managed to get the Sharks to buy into it, and they've capitalised.
Yeah, they absolutely have. You know, they haven't taken a backward step. There's been times where the Southland Sharks looked like they were going to pull away, and the Airs have just come firing back. So, I mean, you've got to put credit where credit's due. This Taranaki Airs team have just been together, connected, through the fire, through the animosity, and now have a chance to close it out.
And that's even despite Darnay Samuel getting ejected pretty early on in the game, really, for a couple of technical fouls. A wee argument with someone in the crowd. Here's Boone from beyond the arc. Won't go. Timmins with the rebound, lays it in off the board. Here we go, 6-point game, 52 on the clock. We'll have another timeout. The Sharks will bring it back up the other end.
Yeah, I think
rather.
Yeah, that'll just be a good chance for them, as we see there. Again, Sam Timmins just doing all those little things just to keep his team afloat. having an incredible game now, up to a double-double, 11 points, 14 rebounds to go with 4 assists as well. But right now, I think the Southland Sharks, they'll be trying to look to put some pressure on. They don't need to foul just yet. As I say, the Taranaki Airs are probably going to advance the ball, try to get it into the front court, which means there's 14 seconds on the shot clock. So it looks like they will advance. So I think the massive thing for the Southland Sharks, you try get up and in, you try be aggressive, but there's no point fouling just yet. And then you push the ball back down to the Taranaki Airs end and try capitalize. But if you're the Taranaki Airs, 1 or 2 more stops, and this is your night.
Well, I can't sit down. The tension in this game. The Southland Sharks, we didn't expect this. But Southland Sharks could be about to lose their 10-game winning streak. It'll be inbound from the Airs. Oh, they lose it. The Southland Sharks doing well to disrupt. The difference is 6. 51 on the clock.
And this is the risk you make. We thought maybe the Taranaki Airs would advance the ball. Obviously, you have a bit more time to take off the clock, but if something like this happens, then you haven't got a good possession out of it. So all of a sudden, the Southland Sharks have taken minimal time off the clock and have possession of the ball. So still definitely in this game.
It'll be inbound from Asprey. Here we go. Oh, blocked by Green. Oh, that is a statement. Aaron Cook Jr. with the block. Gives the pass away. Under the hoop. Moores dunks it in. And the Taranaki Airs might have this.
And I tell you what, that Aaron Cook Jr. Caleb Asbury battle has been heated all night. Words back and forth. But it seems like Aaron Cook Jr. may have the last laugh on this occasion.
Wowee. Well, definitely the edge over Caleb Asbury. Just in that scenario, we've seen him get a couple of steals off him. I mean, if you look at the stats, Caleb Asbury, 25 points. Aaron Cook Jr. with 14. But it just feels like in the key moments, Aaron Cook Jr. has really stood up, made life really difficult for Caleb Asbury.
Yeah, he really has. You know, the entire night he's just been up and in and dealt through that, worked through that foul trouble, has hit some massive shots, but his defense, I think, on Caleb Asbury has just been fantastic. As we see right now, the Southland Sharks is just talking about their last push. Are they going to be able to get back into this game? Because right now, it looks like it could be the end of this 10-game winning streak.
It's a feisty Invercargill crowd that won't want to see their team lose. They've won 10 in a row, but they trail by 8 with 43 on the clock. Here's Caleb Asbury. Gives it to Boone. Boone needs this to fall from 3. It'll bounce out. The Airs come up with it. Jones gives it to Green. Thought about the long 3. Cook Jr. has possession of the ball. 28 seconds on the clock. And Sharks choose to concede the foul.
And it looks like it is all... I think this is all over. And I tell you what, if you had asked me to pick at the start of this evening, I would have picked the Southland Sharks. But man, this Taranaki Airs team, take a bow.
Well, the first question I asked you on this broadcast was, is this going to be one-way traffic? Because we're just seeing the Southland Sharks, with all the depth they have in their roster, just run over the top of teams late in the game. And that just has not been the case tonight.
But I think the Taranaki Airs have just played the perfect game plan. You know, when you've got a team that's rolling, you need to do everything to disrupt their rhythm and just take them out of their game. And they've done exactly that. The Southland Sharks team, they've been flustered. They have been flustered by what the Taranaki Airs have brought. And even though you look at the Dane Samuel ejection, what that also does is bring a whole lot of fire and took the Southland Sharks out of that great team basketball that they've been so accustomed to playing.
Tough night for Coach Yim, shaking his head.
Yeah, it's not a happy camper right now.
Do you think they'll talk about the chirp, the smack talking afterwards? Do you think that's let them down, the Sharks?
I mean, it's all part of the game, and as players, we love it. I think probably for the Southland Sharks, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing in terms of their season, because it's a massive learning, right? And you go against a team that's sitting at the mid to the bottom of the table, that took you out of your game. The reality is this Southland Sharks team is a championship caliber team, and they will be back, and they've certainly got a lot more of this season to go dominate yet.
Here's Tobias Cameron, pulls up for the long-range three. Tobias Cameron, oh, looks good. Came off the backboard, in and out. 15 seconds on the clock. The Airs get the ball, and they can just run this clock down. James Moores, hold on to the ball, gives it to Green. It's almost intercepted, and that'll do us. The Southland Sharks winning streak is over, and it is the Taranaki Airs, who would have thought, who come out 93-84 victors in one of the spiciest contests that we have seen this season.
Yeah, absolutely. It just kept escalating and getting better and better, and the Taranaki Airs take a bow, and that man on screen in particular is our MVP for this evening, Aaron Cook Jr. Just dictated terms down the offensive end, his defensive physicality. He was a lead. You see Dane Samuel coming back to shake hands, which is great to see after his ejection. But man, Aaron Cook Jr. dealing with foul trouble. What a leader for this Taranaki Airs team this evening.
Yeah, his stats, 14 points, 10 assists, just a couple of rebounds, but those 10 assists. And it's not just those, it's the composure and the big moments. If you think about the start of each quarter, basically he made a play to get the Airs on the front foot, and just felt like he got the better of Caleb Asbury in the big moments right at the end of the game, deflecting that inbound pass.
Yeah, he absolutely did. I mean, that was a battle that was going on all game, but in those big moments, you're exactly right. Massive steals. He picked Caleb Asbury's pocket on three different occasions and was able to capitalize down the other end. And you see right now, there is nothing better when you go into someone else's gym as an underdog and you pull off an upset. Man, what a feeling. Congratulations to the Taranaki Airs.
Yeah, great to see them enjoying it there in their huddle. So much animosity from the crowd. What a performance from them, even despite some heroics really from Caleb Asbury at times. Keelan Boone was one of the more reserved players throughout the game, but was still very efficient both around the board and from beyond the arc. Sam Timmins, 16 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Timmins really gave it everything, and it was what kept the Sharks in this game. It was their rebounding without a doubt. 52-36 in terms of a rebound count, and still lost the game. As you see right there, Aaron Cook Jr., but Sam Timmins as well, I think, did his part, didn't necessarily get his shot to fall, but man, I'm in awe of this Taranaki Airs effort tonight. They just came out and gave it absolutely everything and put the league on notice, I think, and that's in terms of what they can do, and especially being right in the mix for that top six. Look there as you see the steals going on, but a massive win, and who knows, this could catapult the Airs into top six contention, fighting with all those other teams.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a shooting night to remember, really, for the Airs. 55% from the field, 36 from 65, and 13 of 29, so 44% from three. And they'll want to carry that energy into Saturday when they face the Otago Nuggets in Dunedin. Another away fixture for them. What a start to their two-game away run. The Rams and the Fire doing battle on Friday night. Continuing to Tuatara and the Hawks on Saturday in Auckland Event Finder Stadium. And the Franklin Bulls and the Wellington Saints doing battle in Pukekohe is your first game on Sunday. So plenty of action to come in the Souths NBL. What game are you most looking forward to from that, Tom?
Yeah, look, I think all of them that instance, but I think one that sticks out to me is a couple. I want to see the Airs play again after that one for starters. I think that Rams-Fire game will be an interesting one in terms of the Fire starting to get a wee bit of a roll on, minus that loss to the Airs. The Saints one I'm looking forward to too, to see how they continue to develop with Hiram Harris in the mix. So lots to look forward to.
Well, what a game we've witnessed. What intensity, what spice in this contest it is. The Taranaki Airs, who stun the Southland Sharks in Invercargill, snap their 10-game winning streak and take the Lollies 93 points to 84. It's been a pleasure being alongside you on your Thursday night. My name is Nathan Lim. Alongside me is former Nelson Giant Tom Ingham. You have a great rest of your week. No, that was awesome. We were talking before thinking, oh, it's going to be a blowout. What a shit game.
That was nuts. Holy.
Shit, breathe after that one. Fuck. Bloody hell, yeah, you're right.